So, monkey see, monkey do. Monkeys jumping all around town. Par, welcome back. We got One Piece chapter 1163 here today called Promise. And we're back to reader requests for a while. Apparently there were like 31 chapters in between Germa and Yamato, so we're going to be here for about half a year until we get to the next cover page story. How do you feel about that?
30 chapters is a year. 33-ish,
I think,
right?
Yeah,
32?
because of the breaks, yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm going to miss Yamato.
Yeah, no, that hit me. It hit me hard last time when I was memeing. So like, you know, we meme. It's reactions. And so when I'm reacting and I see Yamato, I do the scripted Yamato cover story, and then I'm like already negative. And then I read the thing and it says final volume, and I'm like, no, Yamato. And I'm like, you know, now I'm sad. And then I'm like, rest in peace, Yamato. Thank you for all the, you know, great panels and visuals.
It's like one of those things, man. You never know what you have until you lost it.
Yeah, and then we saw this. So like it was felt in my stream, because for the first time in many chapters, I met my reading time, and I beat like the expectation. So like everyone voted over, and I have a small window of in between, and then that's for me if I win that, and then below. And so 71% said I'd go over the time, but I was right in the spot. And then everyone's like, it's because we don't have the Yamato cover story, so you didn't spend 9-10 minutes on it. And like this one was even funnier because like I felt so empty that I straight up just went into hand reading, because I was like, ooh, Oda's giving us palm reading opportunity. And I was like, ooh, I think this means that Luffy won't get married because his
lifeline's looking bad.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah, and then I was like looking at it, I was like, wait, no, actually Luffy's palm does look a little fucked up. Like some shit's wrong there.
Yeah. And it's just so sad because, like, you know, for Yamato we could bring up Sukiyaki, we could bring up like Odin, Moria, but now unless Oda gives us like a banger reader request, it's like, no, like we're not gonna talk about monkeys. And then plus, look at the shirt. It's like a monkey and then the word cool. So what's the takeaway there? Monkey cool? No, it's not.
Yeah, it's like Saru cool, but I don't know what that means. Saru kuru, like I don't know.
What are these guys called? White gibbons?
With white gibbons, yeah, apparently.
Huh. I've never seen a white gibbon specifically.
I think they have them at the Bronx Zoo, I believe.
Oh yeah, I looked them up. Yeah, nasty looking guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's like not like what can we say? And like when I was streaming, I was just like, I started analyzing the background. I was like, damn, this town is fucked up. Not a single building matches each other. Who built this shit?
Look at the very back, like the back middle. We have like this weird Minecraft ass looking house. What's going on here? I thought that was like Legos for a minute. I was like, is this Elbaf?
Yeah, it's like a roofless
thing,
like brownstone type of build. I don't even know. It's like missing a thatched roof. And then
you have like a medieval ass building off to the right. It's like, bro, what is going on?
Yeah, and then the other one just looks like it looks like a house in Boston, like a colonial roof with a balcony, and then there's this shingled tower with the watchtower. It's like, damn, and not a single one of the windows match. That's what really perturbed me. It was like, oh my god, wait, this window has sills, and then that one sticks in.
I'm looking at the windows. Oh my god, they're all different.
Yeah, it really bothered me.
Dude, this town is like DEI the village. This is insane. I've never seen a DEI village before.
No, I've like
what the heck?
Where it's like they didn't do proper city planning, and so you could tell that no one gave a shit about this place, and it looks so awful. It's like it just needs to be one tone. If all the things look the same, even if it's the same, which one's the worst looking? The middle back one, right? If the middle back one is the one that we decide as a town to go with, and all of them look like that, all right, we're chilling. We can have one of these watchtowers. Okay, sure. Maybe the shops all look like, and then you look down at the shops, and then you have a whole different window, and then the street isn't even straight. Like, you see what I like? The street
crazy.
goes into the road. Like, you can't even bike here. Like, this is even biker safe. Like, where is this? Why is this?
And then,
Who
by the
did
way, look at
this?
the people on the ground. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 civilians, and 2 of them have their hands up like this, like they're about to give Goku Spirit Bomb energy. Like, what are they trying to do? Like, do you think it's maybe their monkeys? Like, oh, give me my monkey back.
Maybe this is supposed to be Ace, Sabo, and Luffy, and like that's their reincarnations.
Oh,
And
like Ace died and he came back as a monkey.
yeah, and this is them living their heyday back at Goa Kingdom.
How would you feel? Getting serious now, how would you feel if Ace really did get reincarnated as a monkey? Do you think that would take away? Do you think that would take away from his death? Imagine that. Imagine we go to the next island. Oh, actually, no. Here in Elbath, Emu is about to kill Luffy, and then we hear, and then we see Ace come by, Ace the monkey, slap Emu, and then Emu's like, oh, this power. This isn't normal. This is reincarnation. And then Emu leaves, and then Ace can't speak anymore because he's a monkey, but he looks at Luffy, and then he like scratches his head for like, symbolizing a straw hat or something, and Luffy's like, oh, Ace! Would you like that, or
and
would
then
you hate
Chopper
it?
comes in and he's like, no, that's not what he said. He just said he needs his butt scratched or some shit. Like, that's the other funny part, is that if this were to happen, like, there's no silly. We have Chopper who can talk to animals, and we have Brook who can speak to the dead. Like, there's so many ways to figure this shit out.
No, but
And,
it is Ace though.
I was reading Dressrosa, and like some version of that definitely is gonna come back for sure, with like the toys and being forgotten and being put into some weird ass vessel for sure, right? But like, I don't know, like if the Ace, like if Ace and the D Clan, let's say, Roger, they come back and there's some bastardized version of themselves, like, and it's like, I don't know, it's some
Wait,
what.
I got it. Actually, I think this does tie into lore too. If you're a D and you're a pirate and you die out on the open seas, or just while you're out on an adventure, you get reincarnated as a Sea King.
That is a wow. Sai, did you? Oh my God, that's an incredible original theory that you had.
Wait, what? Nobody has it. Wait, what? You're acting like this is a big theory that everybody has. Wait, what? Nobody's saying Ace is getting reincarnated as a fish, right?
Wait. Well, okay. No one said Ace reincarnated, but people have said that the Sea Kings are probably.
Nobody said that, Par.
That the Sea Kings are probably people from the Void Century. Yeah, there's been theories like that. Yeah. Oh no, this is what happens when new theorists come onto the scene. They forget about all the theories that came before them. So many people. That's like a it's like a bad version of Crocomom theory, only because there's no I'm
looking this up right now.
Crocomom is like sensational, right? But the Sea King one, there's so many people.
Okay, where did you see this? I'm not seeing anything.
Streaming for 3 years.
No,
and
I looked it up. Nobody has this theory.
I've gotten super chats, people in chat. Par, what do you think about the Sea Kings?
Yeah,
being
you're hanging out with the mental asylum
patients,
apparently.
No, this is just I think people have at least thought it. It's the same shit with Zunisha, right? Like, Zunisha might be somebody too. Sea King, Zunisha. Anytime people start theorizing about Zunisha, there's a slippery slope that comes up to the Sea King, and
I mean, I'm sure you've seen the image of like Zunisha and Quina.
Yeah. No, I participated in that one. That one was a good time.
So bullshit, dude. Okay, so on to the chapter now. Emu, Saturn, they have just now transformed. They're like, whoa, Saint Saturn, why do you look like that? Are those devil fruit powers?
I hope that's how they sounded. I pray that's how the voice.
Yeah, they're just so
actors
unimpressed. A devil fruit power, Saturn. What is going
Oh,
on? Emu
you look
says,
so beautiful,
nuisances. And
Your
then we
Highness.
see something really freaking cool. Like Saturn's originally very scary, like spider legs. Emu takes that and he multiplies it with like mini shadows. That's like awesome, dude.
Shadows, ink. It did. Like the way it's shown is really interesting because back when we got this at with the throne room with Sabo, a lot of people, at the time were bringing up the shadow theory stuff, and it's like, oh, Par, do you think this arrow is a shadow? And now that we have Gunko and whatever, like whether it is, isn't, it kind of doesn't matter. But this one is a very different display, and when I saw this, my first thought was that the transformations the Gorsay are doing is just like Gear 4. Like, because it's Gear 4 has the same patterns, and when they first showed it, it was like it was said that was armor mahaki that Luffy wrapped his body around to mold into that shape. And that's why he had like a more rigid like bounce and strength, and it was more vulcanized or whatever the theory logic of it was, that Doflamingo and Luffy combined and Rayleigh. But here, definitely, it's like you replace hockey with emu power, and then the Gorsay wrap themselves up in emu power, and then Emu decides to just giddy up cowboy on his back, and then Emu gets to use that power however they like. Like, I don't, and now I'm just like, can Luffy do that? Like in Gear 4, could he just like will his hockey just shoot out of his nipple, just and
I
then just
mean,
like
technically he could. Nika's
yeah, he
fantasy is
could.
insane.
Snake Man was to a certain extent like that, where it's then his arm coated in hockey was able to just go right. Like it was kind of. Now imagine like Luffy could just. It doesn't matter how many arms. To a certain extent, Organ Gun would be this, right? Like Organ Gun is kind of like Luffy has 2 arms, and then Organ Gun on panel had 6, and people are like, "Oh, but that's just after images," and I'm like, "Yeah, there's after images, and then there's just an image, and then there's like people looking at him saying, "Yo, that's more arms than he should have." Like, and then the anime doesn't help too because it makes it look like not after images. But point is that um this panel definitely made me think that like whatever the Gorsay are doing is related to Emu, and this like shadowy power is like the Gorsay don't have hockey, I guess, like that. Like they have Congress hockey, but maybe the armament, I don't know, is like Emu imbued, and they just have like a well of it. I don't know. It's a weird thing to see for sure. Um Also like Emu like not that this is better, but at least Emu's giving Is this a Saturn W? He hit somebody finally
It's a big Saturn
besides
W.
Vegapunk? It's a big Saturn W. Okay. I didn't know it was that big. How big of a W is this side?
I mean, these are just Saturn's abilities, right? I mean, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
imagine Emu could have taken over anybody, but he chose Saturn because he knew that his attack power was just so grand and vast
Mm-hmm.
that he wanted to be him for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would equate what Emu's doing in this chapter. It's kind of like you, right? Make a wish.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be Superman for a day before I die. And then
Mm-hmm.
here comes Superman. Here you go, son. And he gives you like a red cape. That's kind of what Emu's doing here. He's being Superman for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. If Clark Kent got on my shoulders and rode me like an animal,
Hey,
like to a certain
1 to
extent,
1.
is Emu riding Saturn like Saturn's Kuma in the marriage? Right? Isn't it to a certain extent that is what's happening? Like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
imagining if
If you
Saturn
go to the
ever,
last page where he
yeah,
says Dami Reversy, you can see like Saturn's body's like, "Ugh!" Like he's not living life down there.
like to a certain extent, I imagine if Saturn decided to speak, Emu would just go, stop that, just like just poking Kuma and like stabbing him. Oh yeah, you can punish him however you want. Like I'm just waiting for Emu to just go, hey, no one said to talk, stop that. Like kind of like Perona and Kumasi the bear, where the Kumasi had like, hey, they're hiding in me. And then Perona's like, stop that. Why are you talking? Who gave you this allowed to do that? You know, just like I'm waiting for that moment. Saturn's gonna be seeing like all the Roger pirates steal the treasure, leave, and then Saturn's like, and he was just like, shut up. What do you know other than what like beyond what I know? I'm Emu. And it's like that would be hilarious. Which is also kind of what happened with Leloucia, right? They were like, Emu goes, I want to use Mother Flame, and they're like, naruhodo, and then they were like, okay, where do we use it? They're like, Leloucia, and they're like, no. They said, okay, if we're gonna test it, we should go on like the middle of the ocean or some shit, where it's like, no one really sees it, and Emu chooses the most popular, like a popular thing, and they're like, okay, yeah, hold on, because rebellion, yeah, we can send a message with this one. Emu's like, no, I want to see it from my window, and they're like, fuck, what does this do with this shit? That's like what's gonna happen here. Saturn's like, we should come up with a better plan. Emu's like, shut up, I'm just gonna beat everybody, which is kind of like a good thing by the end of it, I guess, like to a certain extent, but
they're attacking Marines, man. They're bringing down morale.
Okay, hold on. I have a question.
What's up? Is it about reincarnation?
Is God Valley? No. Is God Valley the reason why Saturn developed the eye power? Because I'm just wondering. On Egghead, they were like, alert! Saint Saturn is making his landing. Do not make eye contact, or you will die. And then Saturn lands.
Oh, you're right. Maybe this is why. They're like, yo,
Yeah, Saturn
we
lands.
lost so many friends back when Saturn first appeared. Let's not do that again.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, I'm like, oh, he doesn't have that power here. He doesn't have that, and then just exploding head thing, because that would go so hard. And then I'm like, Emu. They're just staring at Emu. Like when the very beginning, I'm like, they're just staring at Emu. They're just gonna walk away from it. They have to be dead. And then I scroll down, they're dead. And I'm like, oh, okay. We're just not gonna use the eye thing, I guess. Which would have been easier, but maybe they developed it because of this.
Maybe.
The warning call, everything, right? It would make sense. Like you always have to have an issue.
And then the people who are dodging the attack, that's really just vice admirals and above.
Yeah, because they don't want to get embarrassed, right? So they were like, oh, no, it's Commodores and above. I think in Egghead it's Commodores it's Commodores, I think.
It's something. Yeah, Commodores. Maybe I think it's Rear Admirals, actually. Is it?
Something like that. I thought it was some silly ass ranking that's like, who are these people? Like,
if you master the Rokushiki, you may stay.
Yeah, pre-hockey. Anybody for pre-hockey here?
Dude, yeah. Emu's going around killing Marines, killing pirates, and one of the people that gets hit is actually Geronimo from Roger's crew. And in the Viz, he says, ooh, it hurts, but it's so fascinating. And they're like, whoa, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah. It sounds like he's like under some kind of, not like genjutsu almost. A little bit of a...
I mean, here's the thing. We do know that Saturn's legs are coated in toxins. Maybe this is another Saturn W.
I'm sorry. I'm looking straight at this pincer. And I remember when he had the poison thing, it was like, he was like, poison, stabs building melts. You're telling me that these are coated in poison that can melt building, but not the Marines, not these people. None of them are melting. That's crazy.
Because they're Commodore and above.
Oh, Geronimo would be Commodore and above. You're right. I like scaling up random pirates.
These aren't random pirates. This is the Pirate King's crew. This guy made it to
No, it's not. This is 20 years before he's the Pirate King, or what? No, 13 years before he's even.
Yeah, but I mean,
this
he's
is
eventually gonna
Gooner.
get
This
there.
is Gooner Roger. This is Gooner Roger crew. This is
Hey, they're
Pirate
gonna
King
make
crew.
it there though. Like that's like looking at Kid Luffy saying, "Oh, what a brat," but it's like, well, I mean, he's gonna be Pirate King one day. I mean,
Yeah, no, it is looking at Kid Luffy and saying this kid could survive Magellan. And they're like, no, the fuck he can't. Like,
yeah, it's a fair assessment. Actually, I try to get you with that one. I try to hit you with the optics game. The fascinating line, the way I see it, real talk. I think what's happening is that he's being reincarnated as we speak.
You can't say real talk and then
Real talk. I think he's turning into a fisherman. Dude, I already thought about the thumbnail. I'm gonna have a picture of Emu manga, so it's gonna look serious, and then I'm gonna have Sea Kings right beside it. This is gonna be the most serious looking Parcast thumbnail. I swear to God.
You should ask people whose poison's more potent, Saturn's or Magellan's.
I mean, obviously Magellan. I mean, what kind of stupid comment is that, Par? Magellan's the poison guy.
Yeah, Saturn is a gore. Like he's that's
yeah, but this
his
is just
thing.
one ability. Okay, that's like saying, "Oh, is Luffy the strongest fire user, or is it Ace?" It's like, well, I mean, well, it's Ace, dude. Come on.
Well, no, I think wait, wouldn't it be a Kainu? Didn't he like straight out canonically say your fire ain't shit? Like,
well, yeah, that's okay. At that point,
you just got well, actually.
Okay, wait, you can't bring up a Kainu. That's magma. That's like a different type of heat, brother. That's like advanced heat. Come on. That's like bringing Sanji up, saying, "But Sanji's flame burns blue." That's okay, but we're talking about like fire, you know, orange majesty, bro.
You're well actually, like, well, you can't bring up other color fires, Par. That's
yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. I like how you brought up Sanji. I wasn't even thinking, but you're right. Yeah, at the point of the story, Sanji's fire is probably hotter. Like, I'd like to see it. Sabo's like, oh yeah, you're right. I could probably use other color flames, right? That'll be the day.
That should be his awakening, really.
Yeah, I mean, I've been waiting for it. Ace did canonically bring out green fire, but he didn't really
with the
use
Saint
it.
Pierre lights.
Yeah, Saint Elmo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said, Par. You have to repeat it. Come on.
Yeah. So this guy Geronimo's reincarnating, and then Roger goes, "What are you talking about?"
Real talk. Okay, jokes aside, guys, stop it. guys, hold up, stop. Let's get serious.
Comment section's going too wild now. Stop doing its reincarnation.
the live chat is going crazy. No live chat at all. Maybe the fascinating feeling he's feeling, one of two things: Dami Reversy failing, or this could be love. Don't laugh. That's a real theory. What if?
Okay.
This goes back to something that we talked about and agreed, and I think most people agree. Emu could be a woman, and this could be mother's love we're feeling right now.
Oh.
See, not bad, right? Not bad.
So they said compelling in TCB. And that wordage made more sense with it, but saying it's so fascinating sounds a little creepy. Like, if it's supposed to be a motherly feeling,
maybe he doesn't know he likes being hit by women.
Yeah, but no. Okay, so being hit by women is one thing, but I genuinely, real talk, like the whole notion of like the motherly thing, because like the anti-adventure, the move being return home, anti-adventure meaning like Oda said that moms are anti being an adventure.
They're the antithesis of adventure.
Right. And so I like that idea. But like this is one thing I have to go to the raws and see what word was actually used here. And contextually, it'll be hard to translate because this is like a a subjective thing, like in the same light as like not all cultures have sarcasm like the way we do in America, right? If you bring sarcasm to a lot of other countries, it doesn't play well, even especially in Japan. It's not really like it's just a different culture, right? So this is a word where it's like compelling, fascinating. Well, something compelling to someone in Japan is different than something compelling in America, right? So our words are going to be different. And so based off of that, it's like what it could end up leading to is also different. But compelling made a lot of sense, like warmth, mother's warmth, like all that stuff. That is a compelling feeling. Saying it's so fascinating sounds like more like a succubus type of thing, you know, like an attraction type of stuff, right? And it's a different thing than compelling, right? Convincing versus attracting, two sides similar, you know, you get the same result but from a different thing. So I am curious because this is interesting. I think this chapter as a whole may give us enough to theorize pretty well on what Dami Reversy could be, and it might be the next chapter we get the result like of what, you know, this really does mean. And it's based off of the other people, right? Like we're learning a lot. If this is actually like Dami Reversy being applied to all these people, which I'm not even sure of yet, right? Because we haven't seen the Marines. We've just seen one guy in the Rogers Pirates. But like I think the best example will be the other, you know, Rocks crew
Yeah.
when we get there.
Isn't
But
it interesting that Geronimo isn't being turned though?
yeah. I mean, if this is actually like Dami Reversy, which, you know, another point is that Emu doesn't have to be the one doing Dami Reversy, which is what we found out last chapter because Emu was not here. If that was Emu, then the whole entrance made no sense. But
Yeah.
like what we're supposed to go off of now is that anybody can Dami Reversy, and it might even play out to be that depending on who does it, the power of the Dami Reversy gets stronger or weaker. Because last chapter, Rocks apparently took out the Dami Reversy people when we saw Brogy have his arm chopped off and he respawned it. Not too different than the Holy Knights. So how is Rocks able to kill the Dami Reversies that we saw marching towards him and put down Garling for what is a decent amount of time? This chapter he has not shown up, so it's like it's a decent amount of time that he's down for. And I'm not saying that from like a, oh, he's a weak ass. No, I'm saying that from like a like Rocks has demonstrated something significant in terms of what that Dami Reversy was. Like the person who does it probably matters, I think. Like maybe it doesn't necessarily mean the same thing with every person who does it. Maybe it makes sense that emus would be a stronger thing, which is why it's fascinating here. But like I am also curious of like, you know, I like the Dami Reversy home, you can only do it to your home, homeland theory. I like that, but we don't have enough information to like lock that in, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't even know if
Oh,
Oda will lock that in per se here,
I
but
apologize. His name's not Geronimo. The guy on the
that's why I
ground,
told you.
his name is
When
Rowing, and then the guy behind him is Mugrin.
I like when you first said Geronimo, I said shut up because I'm like, yeah, you looked up the thing, and now you're telling me the entire time we've just been misnaming this guy.
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
it's Rowing. We got to put respect on him. Like I said, he knows the truth of the world. He's been to Laugh-Tale. He's seen Joy Boy secrets.
Do you
We
think he's
cannot
dead?
undersell that. Rowing?
Yeah, like do you think he dies from this or the Marines?
Oh no, we see him at Laugh-Tale.
Oh, true.
Yeah, we
Damn,
have
do
we
we
have
see a
all of
hole
these
in it?
guys at Laugh-Tale. So like
Oh my
unironically,
God.
Rowing and Mugrin, the two goobers who are on the ground, they make it a Laugh-Tale, man.
That is actually
This is who
significant.
Joy Boy was waiting for.
Oh my, wait, that okay, all right. They didn't get Domi Reversy. Stop. Like that, because like the other thing about Domi Reversy is it's supposed to be a death sentence. According to when Elbaf, we saw Elbaf situation. Which is weird. I will it's weird. I don't want to like skip, but like like the other part of Dami Reversy that at this point, when people said that this is Dami Reversy, I was like, we're missing so much from it that made Elbaf weird. Or not made Elbaf weird. Elbaf made this weird because in Elbaf, it was pull out a book, read us the contract, summon the circle, they flip Dami Reversy, and then the Dami Reversy, like you see them Reversy into the domination, like there's so much to that. And I'm not saying like, oh, it's any different. Like there's still no counterplay to that one. Like, how am I supposed to know some random ass book is supposed to flip me into oblivion, right? But the spell said like you're sacrificing your lifespan and like it's a contract or whatever. And so like if these were Dami Reversy, we skipped all of that for these ones, which would make sense why it's weaker maybe. But then, to play it out to the end, we do have the contract there.
Okay,
but
wait,
it's not
that's
the
not
same
fair.
level. What?
Emu could still have the book out.
Yeah, but there's no contract. No flipping, no circle. The Rocks one at least is like they're touching them with Saturn, but like,
damn it.
You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say that Emu had their book behind their back, but yeah, you're right. There's no flipping.
Yeah, no flipping, no circle, no nothing. Like I forgot what it was. Also, there was like a ominous like feel to, I forget the exact thing, but like even the act of people flipping was like people were getting stuck. Remember that? Like Tall Man. He was getting locked in place. Like so many things are just missing, which like could show up, sure. But like the difference there is that Elbaf, all those giants are from there. So like we're still waiting on that Homeland thing. So maybe like it's just the Davy clan that can be done here. We don't really know. But allegedly all the not the slaves, but the rabbits, all the rabbits can be flipped. Not the pirates, not the Marines. Which in that case, like Emu's missing all the people that could be Dami Reversy, hitting the Marines and hitting the pirates.
Maybe that's a +1 for the Homeland theory.
Yeah. Why isn't Emu targeting them, right?
Yeah. Like Marine Dami Reversy would be so cool. Like, cause you'd have the fit. That's my one complaint with like some of these One Piece characters. Like the fits, man, they need to be like coordinated and matching. If you have like all the Marines being domied, it's like, yo, you got like a literal like demon army. Like they would look cool. Speaking of Marines, we got like Garp here, and he's calling him a maggot. It's like, damn, Garp, come on.
Yeah. My boy, what's going on here? What is that monster? Never seen him before. Looks about right for that kind of frequency. Oh, so maggots is like 1-to-1. Like this,
yeah.
There's no Ixnay on the Andersley. Yo, did they actually do Piglet in here?
Wait, what the hell? Wait, you're right. Keep it down, Vice Admiral. And then Biz, Ixnay on the Andersley. Bro, Stephen Paul, man. Do you think he was rubbing one out when he wrote that up? Wait, what?
No, I need to.
Wait, what does the other
translation
say? Let me see.
Let me see the raws. Whoa, that's a cool one.
I do not think they say that. That's so silly.
You know what's actually funny though? It's not Pig Latin per se, but Oda in an SBS he acknowledged a joke required like doing Pig Latin. Like he did the Pig Latin for the joke to make sense. And I was like, oh wow, that's kind of very interesting. And it was in English. It was in English. It only worked in English. So I was like, technically French and English, but like he didn't do Pig Latin per se. It's just the flipping of the syllable, Yeah. So for people who don't know what Pig Latin is, because there probably is, you move the last syllable and then you put it at the end and put in like an A, and so Andersley should be slander. Pig Latin makes it Andersley because slander's first. Oh no, you take the first syllable, put it at the end. Yeah, Oda did do that like in two variations in SBS.
So I'm looking at two other translations. One of them says, Vice Admiral Garp, watch your mouth. And then the other one says, Vice Admiral Garp, please be careful of what you say. And then obviously TCB says, keep it down, Vice Admiral Garp. So it looks like Stephen Paul went out of his way to do Pig Latin just for fun.
Ooh, maybe he's right though.
Maybe Stephen Paul is cooking. Wait a minute. Oh God. People were surprised the other day when we were giving Stephen Paul compliments. They're like, whoa, like That was like during the Yamato cover page story. They're like, whoa, like you guys, you're nice to Stephen Paul. It's like, dude, if he's doing a good job, like, yeah, we'll give him a pat on the back. But sometimes we get some strangeness. Okay, so I'm Google translating it right now. And it just says, please be careful, Vice Admiral. So,
Like,
yeah.
you don't even need a... Dang, that's so funny.
Yeah, Google Translate from image to image, just please be careful, Vice Admiral.
Yeah, because
so Stephen Paul did go out of his way to do Pig Latin.
You would expect it to be that it wouldn't be easy to translate. Like, Google would fumble it. But that's basically the meaning.
Yeah, and also Maggots is 1-to-1. I'm looking at... I mean, Google Translate can be wrong often, but it got all that right.
Yeah. That's so
Stephen
funny.
Paul really just wanted to whip out the Pig Latin out of nowhere.
Little flavor. You know what's funny about that?
What's up?
Is that's it's not even like if he did this 20 years ago, then he's relating to the audience, because who's using Pig Latin?
Nobody. Ixnay is like such an old term. I've not heard that in so long. When you said Pig Latin, I was like, wait, what? I scrolled down and look at this. I was like, huh, weird.
Yeah, like Drake and Josh did it, and even then, I remember people being lost, but like that's closer to when it was being used normally. And the fact that Stephen Paul was like, you know what's gonna get the kids going? Ixnay on the Andersley, and then everyone who picks it up that's under the age of like 30 is gonna be like, huh? What's going on here? What is this?
Hello? Yeah, they're gonna think that this is like Vice Admiral Garp's like epithet or something. Oh my god, he's the Ixnay Andersley.
He's the Enderslayer. Oh my god.
The Enderslayer. That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, it sounds like it could mean something. Huh.
So, we go on, and we see that Rocks is confronting Emu. He says, hey, you, king of the Bildrats. You're here to kill me, aren't you? And Emu just says, oh, Davy Jones, huh? It's like, okay, this ain't Davy Jones, but sure, you got the wrong guy. Never met him. And then he says promises are meant to be kept. And then Emu says, well, that's all you need to be erased. Your whole kind needs to be erased from history. My world still is incomplete. Which, interesting, they say my world here, but Emu says, obviously, Moo's world. So Viz also leaves out the whole notion that Emu refers to themselves as Moo in the third person, so... possibly another Stephen Paul L. We will see. Verdict is out on that one still.
I mean, no, that's a crazy one. Changing Moo's world, that's kind of big. Come on, guys.
Yeah, Moo. That's what are we doing?
Yeah, that one's a little. I'm looking at it.
I'm looking at other translations again. It's all Moo's world, the world of Moo. And
it has Moo in the extension. I guess that could be.
Stephen Paul goes with my world.
Let me check this one. I'm sorry. These are some hard hitting ones that we gotta just. Yeah. No, even Google Translate says Moo's. Like straight up MU apostrophe S, because it has the Moo katakana, the extended thingy for whatever, which I'm assuming is why he did my. God. And then it says no, so possessive. So that's why even Google Translate went with.
But Par, this is the official.
No, that one's a rough one. Messing up Emu, that's one that you have to. You can't leave up to AI. You know, you can't leave that. This one is one you got to do. I'm not saying that Stephen Paul is using AI. I'm just saying that the industry has noted that they are looking towards using AI. And
I don't know. AI might be better than this.
Yeah, AI. Remember when AI first, like ChatGPT, first like started becoming consumerism, and then people started asking like One Piece theories, and then they just made no sense. And then like 2 years later, you ask it something, and it's like, hold on, wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Yes, this might be something. Like I remember someone hit me with it was the YouTube AI when they were summarizing my stream. They at the start they were hitting me some nonsense, and then like a few months later they were summarizing my like spoken theory, and it was like talking about like Garp and Bogard, and I'm like, whoa, how did they even know who this is? Like what? That's crazy. And it was live updating the AI summary. But yeah, this whole sequence here is pretty significant. This might be one of the most, like, for example, King of the Bilge Rats. I think like people were saying that like it was there's like puns. It says Nezumi, Dobu Nezumi or something like that. And so people are saying that's another way to say like thief or something, but it also just means brown rat, like a common house rat.
Yeah.
And then on my end, I was looking at like when he says King of Rats, it's interesting because everyone on Hachinosu, they kind of like, especially Rocks, he refers to everybody as rats. So he said that when Shaki showed up, and then he shows up later and they're building her cafe. He goes, "What do you guys like? What are you rats up to?" or something like that. And so he says it to his crew. He says it to his people. Big Mom said it to Kaido, which when we first got that line, we were thinking like, "Oh, he's like a rat, like for some reason." But it could just be simply that's how people on Hachinosu refer to each other. Which pirates, scallywag. It's like it's not that I hate you. You know what I mean? Like. Sometimes we call our friends like bitch asses,
it's a
right?
hint.
Like we do that.
It's a hint that Emu was once a pirate.
Right? So that's one thing. But then the other part, I'm like, this goes back to our other question. Is Emu silhouetted for them? Or is it silhouetted for us? Like, is Rocks looking at something, or is he just looking at a thing?
I think he's looking at a thing. I think so right now where I'm at with Emu, you watched Codename Kids Next Door, right? I think it's like Father. Where Father is like this blackened figure, the shadow monster almost. But Father has a real body, or like a real looking body underneath it. It's just that they don't show themselves because they conceal it. I think Emu could be the same way, where Emu has this like dark shadow appearance, but if they wanted to, they could like get rid of it and look normal. But I'm assuming like, if I had to put logic behind why, it's probably because they want to hide their existence, so they don't want to show their real body. That's my assumption right now. I could be wrong, but
this is what he normally looks like.
Yeah.
Which we find out like
at like the last episode, it's like, oh yeah, this is what his real body looks like.
Yeah.
Cool character.
Very cool. I mean, that show is awesome.
And then Father did have like his own Gorsay too, by the way. He had like the delightful kids, which are like 5 people stuck together. It's kind of funny.
Was Codename Kids Next Door big in Japan, like Jimmy Neutron was?
I don't know. I mean, we know that Tom and Jerry was, and that's like, I mean, well, Tom and Jerry Codename, that's like different eras, but
yeah. Jimmy Neutron, I know it was big, but also it's because of the animation style too. Like, if you were anywhere in the industry, I'm sure that like it's at least crossed your mind because that's what they used for all those big things. And Jimmy Neutron was the groundbreaking. It broke the it was world record breaking through time with making the movie, which was wild. What?
Just the way we're hyping up Jimmy Neutron.
No, it
won like every Emmy and Oscar known to mankind. It's like a groundbreaking anime that just transcended space. If aliens come here, the first thing you're gonna do is check out the Jimmy Neutron collection.
No, straight up, bro. It's a part of the history. It'd be in a museum because before that, an animated movie would take like 10 years, which we were just talking about, like Toy Story. Like it'd take mad long, and then Jimmy Neutron made a fully animated, fully like good quality looking movie in like I forget how long. It was like a year, and everyone's like, "Wait, what? You did it in a year? You did a whole screen thing, and they aired it in theaters, and everyone's like, huh?" What? You could do 10 years in 1 year? It was like that. And so it was like, it's kind of like what, animators are going through right now. It's like, oh my God, AI is going to take our jobs. It's like the same thing, if you're in if you're in entertainment like that,
wow.
You're looking at.
The budget for the first Jimmy Neutron movie was kind of high. 30 million.
And movies were more expensive than that too. So
Wow.
like if you look at a movie animated before Jimmy Neutron, it was so costly to do it that like it wasn't really like people would be like, "Oh my God, this movie's amazing," but then you wouldn't get the part two till like decade later, you know? I think Toy Story was
Yeah.
one of the ones that was like a little bit different. But I just watched Toy Story 2 and they made that joke in the movie in the end credits. Ants or no, A Bug's Life. In the thing, they were like, "Hey, we're getting a two." And then they're like, "We are." And then it was no because they just made a cameo in Toy Story 2 and it was a meme because Bug's Life was another one that they wanted a number two, but it was just never really
Expensive,
on in the
brother.
cards. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Finding
So
Nemo's a pretty good one too, but
back to the King of Rats line. Before we got like the bilge rat thing, or just like the whole like pirate notion that you brought up, which I still think Emu was once a pirate a long time ago.
mhm.
But at first I was like, okay, Rat King is kind of interesting too, because the Rat King is like a real mythos
Yeah,
event where like rats just get tied together by accident, whether it's like via hair, gum, they just are close to each other so their tails get tangled. That happens. So I'm kind of wondering, it's like, what if like this is also a play on that? Like maybe Emu, the reason why they refer to themselves in third person in every translation other than Viz is because they are just a bunch of people in one body. Like, what if we're not looking at Emu no Rona necessarily, but we're looking at
yeah,
all the 20 kings and queens? Like, this is that. This is the embodiment of the old world, essentially.
yeah. I think, and like I also like the idea because Rat, um, it plays a lot of roles in mythos and whatever, but then also because Marriage Law and the world government kind of cosplaying Europe to a certain extent, and Rome, the Vatican. There's also the Black Plague that largely gets attributed to being spread by rats. So there's like a huge thing, and Emu being like literally a plaguish black figure is pretty interesting. And then you bring up Karasu, who's wearing the masks that were worn during epidemics and pandemics like that, the Black Plague. You'll see all the doctors were wearing the long masks, which were actually pretty effective because they also put herbs in it and you breathe through the far thing, and it was a good way to do it for what they knew at the time. But
And it was
um
aura.
yeah, people also, I remember growing up thinking that they were the villains, and then I found out that they were the doctors. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah,
that's
media really
very
painted
different.
them in a really like awful light.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, we still painting the doctors as the villains to this day, so you can
I think
never make it
I
out.
really wish that like those doctors got to live a decent life nowadays. Like maybe they get reincarnated as fish.
Shut the
What?
Sea Kings even.
Let me tell you, I got a great theory. You're gonna love this one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when it comes to the Promise and Davy Jones, first up, do you think that Davy Jones will look just like Rocks, or look similar to Rocks and Blackbeard? Because that's what Rocks is, right? He's essentially Blackbeard in a different font. Will Davy Jones be that same way?
I don't know, bro. So it was the Davy Jones. It's like for Emu.
I mean, I do that too. Like sometimes, I go to my Indian supermarket and I'll be like, Parvision. I was like, wait, sorry, it's not you. Like it
Yeah, yeah,
happens.
yeah. It happens all the time. When I see a North Korea commercial, I think about my homie's side too.
Yo, I remember as a kid, dude, back in the playground, we used to, role play dictators. I did do Kim Jong Un or Kim Jong Il, actually.
You
I
were
made
the
a
only
good Kim
Kim
Jong Il.
Jong
Let me tell
Un
you.
in a spitting distance down at Oklahoma. It went hard.
Yeah. Let me tell you, the Oklahomans love that one. I was killing it, bro.
If only you were like at a Dakota, so you could be like, I now create North Dakota. North Oklahoma is here. Like that'd be so funny. But the thing, okay, so so it was the Davy Jones. Like my thing is if it were visual, then why in the last 15 years since Rocks showed up And I get it. People said the craziest thing, but honestly, I'm at a spot where I'm believing them. Did Rocks and Emu literally not speak to each other? Did they not even look at each other? Because if it was visual, Emu would have been like, "Holy shit, that's Davy Jones," right? But like they didn't, and then nor did at any point with the wanted posters, because that's the other thing. The wanted posters were so similar to Blackbeard to Rocks that like if we're now saying that Davy Jones looks like these two hooligans, then at what point, where do we draw the line of like when Emu has Blackbeard's poster in the room? Do you say like, hey, you already been through this shit last time? It took you 15 years to think that this was Davy Jones, and you were right. You were right. They're a Davy clan. Why didn't you do that with Blackbeard? You know what I mean? Like it looks the same. So if it was visual, there it doesn't go well with Emu. And like I feel like Davy Jones might have gotten forgotten. Like Emu might not know Davy Jones per se, but it's kind of like a vibes thing. Like maybe the hockey feels the same, right? Like when Emu does the or Emmett does the hockey rope from a halfway around the world, Emu goes Joyboy, and then even kills Saturn off of that vibe, right? And we know that hockey can give you the thing, like on Wano when Shanks used Wi-Fi hockey, mind rope, whatever, and Luffy said a face came to mind, right? So like it might be that Emu feels the hockey and sees Joyboy, kind of like when Zoro is using um Emma or Emma. Oh my god.
Enma.
Oh my god. Enma. There we go. I'm like Emma, and then my brain just got flooded with Promise Neverland because we were talking about it before. And then Promise. Oh my god, my brain just got flooded with it. Yeah, Enma. And then Kaido was like, I see Odin, right? And he did that with the scabbards. Is scabbards related to Odin? No. Is Zoro even related to Odin? No, but it was his sword. So it might be that something's on Rocks. It might be that his hockey, something like that is probably triggering that's Davy Jones. And it might be that it's not even a visual thing. That doesn't even require the whole forgotten thing. It's just that the hockey is so similar that Emu just sees Davy Jones. It could be simply like that. In a weird way, kind of like how Luffy looks at like people and just like doesn't see them. And he just like for Marco, he's like, oh, the pineapple guy, you know, like kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't remember him for that. He remembers him for his like essence,
Or
which
I have a
plays well
great
here.
theory.
What?
But what if Emu did say Davy Jones when Rocks first showed up at the throne room or the flower room, but we just didn't see it?
Yeah. And then let him cook and never told the top holy knights who are chasing this guy. It's like, oh, well, now we know this guy is Davy Jones, or not Davy Jones, but Davy Clan. It's like Emu, like there's no like the dissemination of information. It's like because Gunko was also there, like Gunko was there too, but we haven't seen Gunko in God Valley after she was killing like random people, which is fair to a certain extent because she's not a holy knight allegedly, but she is God Steel. So like, shouldn't Gunko show up at some point in Emu if Emu's here and God Steel is there?
Hey. This is too soon. I say give it one more chapter, and guess what? We'll not just get Gunko, Garling. Garling's also going to show up too, and it's going to be a great little interaction.
At this point, bro, I need them to eject like they did with Shamrock. I need them to go, hey, the Holy Land's on fire. We gotta send you back. And then just not give him like, because imagine Shamrock was on Elbaf and he was amongst the four that was eminently about to die to Scopper, right? And then like plot had it Scopper stop before he got to Shamrock's. Like that's what would have to happen to because Killingham, his reputation's saved by the fact that he was at the library. He was so far away. But like if he was there and he saw Sommers got his ass clapped, right? And then he was amongst the three that couldn't stop Scopper. You add Shamrock's that equation, that looked terrible. That would look so terrible. So like, I don't know. I feel like maybe let's just save reputation. Save it for when it matters, Oda. Keep Darling away from all of this. Honestly, Gunko doesn't look bad right now. Cause she's not here. Like, right? Like that's what it is.
No, I think Garland could get a genuine upgrade next chapter. Like,
Yeah,
Emu's like,
yeah. I saw
oh,
your
yeah.
poll. I
Yeah,
saw your poll,
exactly.
Sai.
It's like, oh, Garling, huh? My protege, the one who will inherit the throne after I take my leave.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Receive my divine blessing. Like, that's like a classic anime thing. It's gonna happen.
Darling, here is your yokai power that you will now get here, right now. And then Darling's like, yeah. And then he turns into like a mythical monster duck. Like, I don't like, and then he ends up being pink and
Hey,
yellow.
don't make
And
fun of ducks, man. You see what Donald was able to do? Donald Duck, come on.
yeah, he could survive diving into a pot of gold. Cracked. I saw the Family Guy episode where Peter tried the same thing and just died.
God, dude. Yeah, I mean, I say give it one more chapter and then we'll get the Gunko. And I think all the Holy Knights will lock in. Kind of like how in Elbaf, right? Emu showed up and then they said, oh, Lord Emu, great one. You have arrived. And then remember Killingham? He said, oh, great one. I can bring these nightmares back up if you want. I can do it. Right? Like they locked the hell in. I think the same thing's going to happen here at God Valley. Like next chapter, we're going to see Shiki and he's going to get stabbed by like the Yeti God Knight. Gloriosa is going to get killed. Whitebeard might die here as well. This could be where that theory comes in where like Shaki dies at God Valley. This could be it.
I love your theory that Shaki dies and
No,
then gets
I swear
reincarnated at Sabaody.
Somebody had that theory, man. It's somebody looked at us and they said, Sai, let me tell you, I think Shaki dies at God Valley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, I promise it wasn't me.
Listen, if Shaki gets reincarnated, I'm like in the Rocks into Blackbeard, into his own son, and then like it's kind of weird.
You think so?
I mean, like I get it. Like I get the sentiment, and like there's been plenty of theories about like, oh, Rocks is residing in his body. There's some form of it. And like there's like the mental part of like having the memories. Kind of like what Bonnie and Kuma, right? Like that is very different than what people were largely proposing, where it's like oh no, like he's in him, like they share the same body. It's not even that they switch bodies. It's like they're both. That's a little different, you know. Like, would it not be weird, guys, if Kuma just started taking over Bonnie's body, right? Like, it's a little odd. It's very different than Bonnie just having all of Kuma's memories so that she can carry on Nika, lore, whatever, you know. Now Bonnie knows everything about Saturn, everything about Luffy, how Kuma bet on not just her, but also Luffy, so she's gonna bet on Luffy. Like, there's certain things that you don't need to have Kuma just be inside Bonnie for, right? Like, you could just have it as far as what Momo got, which is his dad's journal, right? Like, we could just have Rox's journal, and then Blackbeard has that, right? Like, that's enough for me, guys. You know, like, we don't need straight up reincarnation, but I get it, especially when we have the Davy Jones line that Emu's saying here. But I think it's like hockey related. I think it's like that, where like what happened with Zoro Odin. It's not they're related. It's that he's embodying his will. He's carrying his will. It's something like that with through the sword or whatever. Or Luffy and Nika would be what people want, though.
What if it
right?
is Rox's sword that's giving off Davy Jones vibes?
Yeah, I mean that's the saber of Zebek, right? Like that.
Yeah, before
Blackbeard,
it had that name, it was the saber of Davy.
Yeah, yeah. Hey. And then that's the sword that's sitting in the throne room, or not the throne room, the Chamber of Flowers now. And it's like, that's why he says, I'll be back, because it's the sword. So the moment Blackbeard touches that sword, then it's like, oh, I'm back. That'd be, you know what? As like, I meme that situation, but like, that could be really cool. That could be really cool. If like Blackbeard is like aura farming, and then he grabs that sword, and now he has the saber of Zebek, Davy, whatever, and then he gets like double layered eyes, and it's like you hear a slight change in voice. It's like a double, like his voice is like overlaid with Rox's voice. He's like, "I told you I'd be back." That'd be kind of nuts. I'm not gonna lie.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dude. Or how about this? Hear me out.
Stop. Real
What?
talk, Par.
Real talk, man. The
Okay.
mermaids.
Uh-huh.
The princess of them had a promise with Joyboy. Davy Jones having a promise with Emu. It's 1-1, brother. Since that's the case, I think that Davy Jones has a treasure out there in the world. Like how Joyboy has a treasure. Real talk.
It's yeah, I mean Davy Jones having treasure. Where would it be?
And then
Where would it be, Si?
Davy Jones's locker.
Oh, where's Davy Jones' locker,
Yeah.
Si? Where's the locker?
Under the sea.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah.
And it was hidden by Emu because the waters are rising.
Mm.
And
So
the
it wants to
only way to
hide.
get down there is through reincarnation as a fish.
It's like real talk aside, it is kind of crazy that
What?
like that, no, I mean, yeah, like the when you're like, oh, the promise is 1-1. It's like at that point you're just saying, yeah, he kept the promise. Like at that point you're just saying, like there are so many promises in One Piece. I know people focus on that one, and then like Zunisha's contract fits interestingly well here. But like I think like another version of promise is Usopp's promise to the Tentatas, right? And it's like he almost broke it because he forgot all of the people and like Robin and then some of the Tentatas, but he remembered, and then they technically, right? Like let's think about it like this. If Usopp wanted to and kept running, all he would need to do is wait for like everybody to be turned into toys, and then he's kind of like exonerated from the promise, right? Because then it's not that like personally forgotten,
Yeah,
but
that
it's
was
like what
like
can they
dirty
do?
though.
Right, but like, and then here it's like, however, which is why thy kind must be erased from history. It's like, yeah, I need to get rid of all your people that remembered about this promise. Like that's what it feels like with Emu and this like thing. Because Emu, like, at what point is it just Emu saying like, I'm trying to erase your kind so I don't have to keep the promise, or yeah, shut up. I'm trying to make my world so that I can keep the promise. Like, I don't know what Emu's ploy is here, but it feels like the earlier one, which is this that like, yeah, I don't care about the promise. I'm just
What
trying to
if
move on with my world because I'm trying to erase you from history.
what if that
So the
is the
memory is
promise?
erased. What?
Erasing all the Davy clan.
I like that. I like that.
Promises are meant to be kept. Emu says, which is exactly why you must be erased. Maybe that's the promise.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that because of the like that's like a frustrating thing to go through, right? Like that's something that's like I mean, we talked about the Loki situation, right? Like what if Harold asked Loki to kill him? And then everyone blamed him, and then he can't tell the truth. There's no witnesses, so he has to like live with it. And it's like, no, I was keeping a promise. And then it's like there's a frustration with keeping that promise. And here it is. It's like the promise wasn't kept, which is frustrating for Rocks. But then Emu was like, well, the promise was to erase you. I'm trying to keep the promise here. Would you just sit still, brother? Like, and then, that wouldn't be a very interesting thing. And I guess like the question then becomes like, why? Was the promise a self-serving thing, like on Davy's part, right? Or was it like a manipulated duress thing, right? Like, was it? What I mean by that is like, was just a really radical hypothetical to get this point across is like, was Davy Jones hit with Perona's ghost and he's like, just kill me right now,
I
erase
promise
my
I
whole
will.
entire lineage from history. And he was like, all right, bet. Don't
Bet,
ask me
promise.
twice.
Don't
Yeah.
take backsies.
Yeah, and then it's like, they leave the depression, and then there's just like, wait, what's going on here? And then he was like, well, you asked. I have the recording. It's in the tone dial. It's in, what are you talking about? I recorded on the snail. And then they're like, all right, well, that's not fair. You see the depression ghost hitting me. And it's like, he was like, well, a promise is a promise. Isn't that right, Davy? And
Promises are
then,
going to be kept.
yeah. So like, I think that one, the premise is like, that one's uh riddled with like, Emu's definitely playing dirty here. I do like the world where Emu has like a justified premise for what they did. We've talked about that. Like, Emu wasn't the full villain and it's like became a villain because of like something not happening correctly, or they had a wrong version of it. Kind of like in a certain extent, like Kaido's like, oh, Kingu, you think that I'm going to become Joyboy? And then he's just like, well, that shit don't matter anymore. But like, when you look at it, Joyboy's legacy is like, oh, everyone's gonna be smiling and dancing and laughing, and Kaido kind of did bring that with the smile fruit. And it's like, you fit the description, but that's not what we meant, Kaido. We meant like actually happy and dancing, I think. I hope. And then he's like, well, shit, like I got the right variables, right, guys? And he's like, yeah, but the answer is wrong. Your work is kind of, you starved an entire nation for 20 years. I don't know if the real Joyboy would be down for that. And then the real Joyboy showed up and it's like, I ain't down for that. So we know that was kind of it, right? So like, maybe that's where Emu was kind of plagued with it. Like, they had the right variables, but it was the wrong. They put them in the wrong order or whatever, and they messed up. So like, maybe there's a world where it was, I had Davy Jones like, just erased me. I shouldn't belong in this world, Moo. And Moo's just like, you sure, Davy? Your entire generation
Davy,
of lineage will
no!
hate me. And then they're like, don't worry, I'm sure I'm sure they'll understand by the end of it. And Moo's like, really? Are you certain? And then Emu's looking at Rocks. It's like, oh my god, I told him this would happen.
I promised him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's still a lot of options.
There's a lot of options. There's so much like ambiguity here. Oda's playing to his strengths at keeping, like, every reveal. We got like 3 more mysteries essentially.
Yeah, I feel
That's
like
just
it
how it
feels
is.
worse with the Holy Knights because we didn't have as much of a foundation. But now we've started to answer the question on the Joy Boy line. Ever since like Vegapunk's speech, it's felt like Oda's just, here are the answers, guys. I'm gonna just draw pictures and basically play it out for you in poetry. And it's like, damn, we have the end of the story. Like, it felt like that. But the Gorsay and Holy Knights, it feels like we're getting a lot, but we're also missing like the premise, and that's like
Yeah.
crazy. So yeah, but it feels good.
As far as
this feels good.
Oh, what did they say here? My world. When they say my world is still incomplete, what do you think they mean? What will a completed world look like? Is it the water rising? Is it the wolf bridges? Does Emu have something on the side like Enel did, like the Arc Maxim? Maybe. It just has to do with cleansing races. What do you think Moo's completed world will be? And will it be a utopia for everybody? Not just Celestials.
I mean, ever since we got the Holy Knights and we saw the Yeti on their team, I was a little confused with where we're going with the supremacy of sorts. But I would imagine you could look at the Harley texts and figure out like Emu fits here, the third world isn't finished yet, so they're trying to take control of it. They literally said that the giants are huge in molding that. So Emu showing up to Elbaf personally, yet not showing up when Nika was revived or whatever, like it kind of says a lot, but I am a little confused. I did meme a bit when Rock said the king of rats, and then I'm thinking of like Moo's world and what Emu's like actually done. It's like, okay, Lelucia is like the main terraforming thing that we know of. And what is that doing is like puncturing a hole in the world. And I was thinking King of Rat, and I'm like thinking Annie's Lobby. I'm like, oh my God, Moo's world is making it Swiss cheese. And then like for the rat thing. But obviously that's not really like then we fall back on the reasoning behind Lelucia. And it doesn't fit with like this context. My world is still incomplete. And you put in that the point of Lelucia was like, oh, it's just nearby, and I could see it from my window. And it's like it doesn't fit this whole like, oh, there's this grand plan for it, because why would the Gorsay be obstructed from that grand plan? If they know about Emu's world, what Emu wants, then whatever with like Lelucia, for example, as a specific here, they would have understood, oh, we're moving ahead towards Moo's world. But like they were on a different page on that. They were still like on the oh, like let's test Mother Flame first thing. And then when they said Lelucia, they didn't really understand why. And that is very interesting, because you would think that, like, for example, Luffy's crew, so I don't know why I said team. Luffy's crew, they
Luffy's gang. His assembly of ruffians.
The Avengers. Like,
oh, dude, I love that joke, man. I've been saying that shit a lot.
What?
Like the Avengers thing, like like, what are we, some kind of Avengers? Some kind of Suicide Squad? No, imagine Luffy does that. He could, like, imagine Zoro shows up to the Sun Realm, and then he looks at Nami and the gang, and they're all standing side by side, and it's like, what are we, some kind of pirates?
And there's like, is this guy good? Like, CTE.
They used to do that a lot back, like in like what 2015. Like movies used to do that shit a lot. Like, what are we, robbers? As they're like robbing a bank.
The comedy's dead now.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even comedic. They said that for like aura, dude.
Yeah.
They said that with their chest. Anyway, sorry, derailment.
No, I derailed it too. I don't know why I had CT in that moment, said team. But like, oh yeah, Luffy's crew unintentionally follows Luffy's will, right? Like whatever Luffy ends up doing, they've been following his dream, and Luffy trusts them and they trust, each other. And they didn't even need the word, but we found out in chapter 1060 that they didn't know the dream. But a lot of them are like, oh, that makes sense. Isn't that childish? Oh, wait, he's a child, right? Like, there's so many angles that each member of the crew had, and they kind of put it together. And so when it comes to those decisions, right, like prior to that moment, it's like you would look at what Luffy does, and it's like, I want to take down this person. Wait, how does that help you become Pirate King? Shouldn't we just go to the next island and forget about Alabasta? And he's just like, no. And then like, wait, what? And it's like, well, I'm doing it for my friends. And like, oh my God, he's such a wholesome dude. And it's like, then went like fast forwarding all the way to the Grand Fleet, where the Grand Fleet, they're all not friends with Luffy, but they're all admirers. And they're like, we have 100 people, 200 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, 2,000 people. You're now the largest Yonko on the Grand Seas. Are you excited? He's like, no, I don't want this. And they're like, wait, what? Don't you want to become Pirate King? Don't you want to be the strongest pirate? He's like, yeah, that's not what it means. I want to be free. And they're like, Oh, so the greatest pirate is the freest pirate. I get it now. And like his whole crew already got that. Like Usopp is like trying to translate it to him. We got that to the to for Law. But like for the Gorsay, after 800 years or however long, I don't know if they know anything about Moo's plan, Moo's thing. You know, like they're sitting there like I don't know the decision making to be honest, right? Like, and it could be that they do know. I'm not sure, but like it's a little confusing because like the only thing that really kind of fits that like the world government has canonically been funding since the Void Century is the bridges, all the alcohol bridges, Tequila Wolf, Rum Wolf, and the other wolves or whatever, Vodka Wolf. Um, and I'm like, I don't know how that fits either. Is emus if that is completing the world, then put more slaves there. We talked about that. Like they're
Yeah,
just
like why are there only 100 slaves, bro? Come on.
yeah. And then
It's
like
like Ludwig once said, "Let's up those numbers." Like, come on.
that's a random
I know.
random
It's random.
reference,
It's just,
but
that clip lives in my head rent free.
I gotcha. Yeah, and then it's like, and if anything, like Kuma did more recruitment for them by sending Robin that way. You know what I mean? Like Robin, a million hands, Robin. It's like, damn, like I don't know. So then you think about like, what did they put? What have they been putting resources towards? If it's not the bridges, and it's not Lucia. Like what happened to Lucia? But it feels like it was. But then you brought up a point, which is like, did they need to wait for Vegapunk to get to it? They have
Which is silly.
Saturn and memes aside, but
They had to wait like
there were
900 years.
right. And it's like, what would they have done if Vegapunk was never born, or they accidentally killed a Vegapunk, right? Because they were hunting Mads, right? Like, so like, what if they accidentally killed Vegapunk, or Vegapunk, I don't know, didn't like them that much, right? Like, there's just a lot of confusion about what Emu's been doing to get their world in the last 800 years that we can see. And there's not really that many like directional things that we can point to that like, oh, this is what they've been working for, right? Like the warlord system just got abolished because the kings don't want it. Then we have the seraphims, but it's like they don't really care about the seraphims. And then it's I guess the giants program, right? That's another thing that they've been working for centuries. But like I don't know what that is. And if Emu's world is just Dami reversing everybody, then just go out and do it. Like I don't know.
Yeah, why
Like,
wait at home?
yeah, like it's so easy. It's not that hard. You just showed up on Elbaf and just took over, right? If Emu did it the day before, they probably would have had a better chance, right? With the Straw Hats not being there. But Emu waited to the Straw Hats being there, and now it's like they're probably gonna fail. Like I'm sorry.
Yeah, like imagine if Emu enacted this world plan 100 years ago. Like, who would stop him? I mean, nobody's around, bro. Like, fuck,
Yeah,
man.
like,
I don't know. Did you have to wait 900 years to finally start moving and doing stuff? Like, you had to wait for the very moment where Luffy starts becoming a pirate and his era is like all taken off. Like, dude, what?
yeah.
Like, there's got to
And
be a
then
reason. Like, maybe it's like a seal. And I'm not talking about like the animal, by the way, but like a magical seal. And not like the sea animal that has magic powers, but like actually a seal that is imbued with magic. Fuck, wait.
Yeah. Invented by
a wizard.
Minato and Naruto, the seal on his belly button.
Yeah, what if Emu's genuinely sealed into this shadow creature, or yeah, and that's why like he's blackened. Like maybe like after like one more year, Emu like his real body comes back. It's like finally the seal is gone, and they can like leave home and everything. And that's why they couldn't complete the world beforehand.
Yeah, it's just like there's like a weird disconnect in information. And like another thing that we were talking about is like, why wait now? And I was thinking like, oh, maybe they do need Joyboy, like Nika to come back. Maybe they do need that. But like then the Gorsay were not helping because the Gorsay like we can't
Yeah,
let this
Gorsay
shit
Kappa,
revive.
dude.
And then it's like because if they were like, oh no, let him cook, just not too much cooking yet, you know, like but like they didn't feel it didn't feel like they're like, oh my god, it's forgotten in the annals of history all these years. We cannot let it revive and sacrifice the thing. And then lo and behold, it's like, no, Emu wanted Luffy to revive Nika. Saturn, you fucking up how many times? You know what I mean? Like it's just like one of those things where it's like I didn't feel like they were on board ever. And I don't know where to place my thoughts with that. Like, is Emu just not telling them his dream? Is it like because Luffy waited 2 years to tell his crew like canonically and verbally his dream, so maybe Emu did that just 800 years later. That they were like, maybe in next chapter, Emu tells us their dream, right? Maybe,
Yeah, I
maybe.
mean, I don't know. It's kind of tough because I just watched like the latest One Piece episode, and they talked about like the world sinking and all the Gorsei. Obviously, it kind of seemed like they knew about that, right? It's like, what if that is the world? Like, what if they do want to just raise water levels so high? And obviously, that's why the wolf bridges are super high as well. And it's not a bad thing. What if it only seems bad via optics, but when we actually raise the water, like something good does come out of it?
Yeah, like the whales can cross the red line, which like if Laboon just went the other way, they could cross it. But we
You
don't talk
know,
about that.
it goes back to what we talked about with Vegapunk's message. Like Vegapunk was like, "Hey, like whoever kills me, I can't judge them. Like I don't know if enough about them." And it's like, yeah, it's very true. Like for all we know, Emu could be actually aiming for a good utopia that
Yeah.
does benefit humanity, not just celestial dragons, which seems absurd right now, but I wouldn't give it like a 0% chance.
Yeah, the other thing too, if it was just purely sinking, right? Another thing Vegapunk said was like the level of catastrophe that the sinking did was unnatural. And that is also why it was so catastrophic because nobody could, cope with the world changing so quickly and how much destruction that came. And we saw that effect where it's like the water raised like what, 10 meters or something like that, like two
Yeah, 10
meters,
meters.
10 meters. And that destroyed islands, houses gone, the coastlines ripped, right? And but Vegapunk also said, he said, like, it's not that the change was unfathomable, it just was unnatural. Like, if you did it through earthquakes over centuries, then you could get the same effect. And then it's like, then we look back at like, if Emu's world is simply sinking it, then over the last 800 years, Emu could have just made an earthquake a few times. It's not like I don't know. Like is making like for example when they did it to Wano and exploded the volcano. Just explode a few volcanoes. You could destroy islands, right? Like that's a thing. Just go down to Fishman Island and then where they have all those volcanoes, just boom, boom, explode them, right? Send a Kainu. That's his entire power, right? Like,
That's his
you know,
MO.
yeah, I'm sure if you just asked Vegapunk while he was on Punk said, "Hey, I want an earthquake generator." Like how you were trying to terraform your island as a child and trying to geothermally tap your thing, and you just couldn't do it because you were poor. Well, now you're not poor, so just do that shit now. And it's like Vegapunk got enough funding to like climate, like control the climate of his island and create clouds and raising thing. All Emu would be like, "Hey, I'm all for that. Just also make an earthquake machine so I can raise the thing." And it's like he would have done it because he did the other stuff, right? Like, so it's like that's to a certain extent. It's also like there has to be a reason for the specific way that they're doing it. That there has to be like a explanation for a lot of different things. But to a certain extent, making like a global change after having built a bunch of wouldn't the bridges all collapse too? Because like that's kind of crazy, right? If you just flooded the thing and like I'm sure those bridges weren't built for like that much world change, right?
I think they were.
if I threw an earthquake in New York right now, I'm pretty sure that some of the bridges would go down. I saw Maryland. I saw
Well,
what happened.
Japan
That
has a
wasn't even an
lot of
earthquake.
anti-earthquake technology, or just like the way they build their
Oh,
buildings in the foundation. Like they're meant to
oh, that's
resist
why we need
earthquakes.
Wano. Yeah, that's why we could never nuke Wano. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, Emu dash my world, like that's good stuff there. Thank you, Stephen Paul.
Yeah.
Uh
Rocks saying it ain't your world.
That ain't your world. We see good old Garp. He's joining in on the battle. The Marines, of course, do not know what side he's gonna take, but I think he wants a piece of the action. He sees that Emu is putting up a good fight. It's a weird monster. Yeah, it's Saint Saturn, but I mean, is that really Saint Saturn anymore? We don't know. Maybe. I think you talked about it
He's not
last
talking.
week. Yeah, last week you were like, oh, I mean, it's a thing. I mean, is it even Saint Saturn? Like, we could just hit it and just help him. Like, maybe Emu is hurting Saint Saturn. Like, you don't know.
Yeah. Like Emu, like yeah, Saturn's not speaking, so he's not giving any orders, and
Like,
Emu's not giving any orders,
if
so you're not
Garp really
defying
wanted to
orders, I
play it
guess.
off, he could hit. Like, imagine he hits Emu in this chapter, and it's like, I'll save you, Saturn. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
can you even be mad? I mean, I don't know.
Saturn, there's a fly. Just
Saturn, watch
it's
out.
like, wait, that's big. That's literally Big Mom's childhood, where she broke the kid's face and bones or whatever because there's a fly on them, and they're like,
I don't
"But
remember
Big Mom,
that.
why'd you?" Yeah, it was Elva or something like that, or Elma or something like that. It was Gerd who was saying it. Gerd was, I think, was talking like Big Mom or Mother Caramel, and they're like, "Did you hear what Big Mom did to that kid?" And it's just like, yeah, she broke the bones in his face, and she's like, she was only trying to swat the fly. And I was, so the Garp goes, Saturn, there's something growing on your back. Quick, let me get it.
Holy shit, it's a monster. I mean, if you look at
Saturn,
Saturn
blink
in that
twice if you
final
need help.
page, Saturn is in comatose. So, I mean, technically, yeah, like, Garp could be helping him
Saturn,
for all we know. Maybe that's
blink
the
if
excuse.
you don't need my help.
Saturn, say something if you do not want me to hit you again. And then you just hear the disembodied voice. Moo. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's something.
Can the Gorsay telepathy with other people?
Not from what we've seen yet. Only with each
Yeah.
other and the God Knights.
The day we see that with like they low-key actually can with like Garp and Sangoku and shit, like becoming like they could with Vice Admiral and above or whatever. And then we're just like, all right.
Yeah, imagine a random Commodore gets that. Oh, is that Venus? It's you. Yeah, it's just
that'd
super
be so
silly.
great.
Let me
Yeah.
see here. What's next? We got that. Oh yeah, we love this part of the chapter. Captain John. Why are you laughing?
I got the notifications. I saw Jay's crash out, and it was just funny to see, like, I wouldn't even call it a crash out, but like
I thought you were laughing at the Asian accent. I was about to say that's racist, dude.
I saw those things, and then I got a notification for a short that was just like, kids cooked or something, kids done. And I was just like, it's just so funny to be
Dude.
like, that's the output on Jay's channel where it's just like, this shit's ass, right? Or, and then like, let me explain this to you, like, because you know the stream thing. And then the next one I see is kid is cooked, and it's like, I didn't watch it yet, but I imagine Jay's like, that's his like saving part of the chapter where he's like, at least this part is still consistent, you know, like.
The thing is that people are now asking who is stronger, Mr. Five or Captain Kid, and I'm like, bro, no, there's no way, dude. Yeah, so Captain John uses Big Eater. Silly name considering he's a drinker. Like, why is it not just Big Gulp?
True.
Yeah, right? Like, it's, come on, John.
Big swallower.
Big swallow, big drink.
Yeah. Oh,
Big
God.
chug.
Yeah, Eater's weird.
Yeah, we see everything just going towards him. He's got kids, magnet power. And of course, Gonzui goes out and stops him. Stupid John. Is that what he says?
Stupid John is so funny.
Oh, what?
John,
Stephen
that
Paul.
snake.
Wait, huh?
Dude, I saw that and I was immediately like, huh? Am I on the right
Wait, yeah, I'm looking at other translation. It says, John, you bastard. John, you snake. John, you vile. Vile? Whatever.
Dude,
but Stephen Paul just says, stupid John. Something that occurs to cowardly dog. Stupid dog?
Yeah,
What?
that at least sounds okay. Like if it's Eustace.
Where does Stephen
that's
Paul
actually
live?
so funny.
Is he on
That's
Fent?
so funny. That's a Eustace reference.
Stupid John. Bro,
Courage the Cowardly Dog,
official
the
defenders, this is your GOAT. I mean, I guess.
Wait, no, Stephen Paul might be cooking because
he's cooking.
Courage the Cowardly Dog, it's Eustace who says it. So he's referencing Eustace, kid.
Yeah, that's exactly what Stephen Paul was going for, yes. A 5D chess move.
He's like, you're not the true user of that power. Eustace is. Stupid John. Oh, wait, that's Stephen Paul. You done it again. Ixnay on the slander. On
My world.
This is so good.
Strike number 3. Yeah, I'm looking. So Google Translate, which of course, it can be wrong. Google Translate says, damn you, John.
Oh, that's not even an insult to him then. That's just like, that's like cursing the situation, Yeah. Like, it's like, damn it,
John. It makes Gonzui feel like, just like a classic brawny character that has no brains. Like a Greek soldier with a big cock.
Which is not the case here. Because he's, like, actually, besides the Shiki moment, he's actually, like, skipping steps in logic. Shiki goes like, why are you doing that? And it's like, he's taking all the treasure in front of our eyes. Like, what are you doing? And then he's just like, you don't think he's gonna split it with us? Like, what do you think? They're worth billions. And then, like, even Shiki's like, a bill, and then it's like he's on the same page because he said that, which that part, if he didn't say, then it's like, if he didn't say that and Shiki didn't have the reaction of very obviously being manipulated by, oh my god, each chest is worth $1 billion, and then immediately running in the direction of the billions, then that's where Gansui was like, all right, now I have to hit Shiki too. My bad. I shouldn't have told him how much it was worth, right? But that's essentially what he's doing. He's actually thinking ahead more than anybody else. He's like, because there's so many people who could have stopped Captain John in this moment, but it took a booger. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy because, like, not a Roger Pirate. All the Roger Pirates were probably like, maybe let's let him gather it and then we'll hit him. But, like, Ganzui is like, nah, that's harder. Let's just stop him here. Let's separate it out. I don't want to fight the Roger Pirates. I don't want to fight Shiki either, for that matter, right? And I'm a huge Gansui fan. I didn't know that this was a booger thing at the moment. But look at his lock-in face when he says "stupid John," which I hate the dialogue now, the official dialogue. But he's like, it's like One Punch Man with a flick. Like, he's like, and it looks like, if without the booger there, it looks like that flick's about to do some damage. Like, he's about to flick like another like crevice into God Valley. And then because I didn't know it was a booger when I was reading it. And I see Sky Snake Red Cannon. And I'm dead ass. I was like, wait, is this Buggy's dad? Like, is this where the Muggy Ball comes from? Like, this was even smaller. He's out here, like, showing Buggy how it's supposed to be. And then when the second flick came, I was like, wait a second. Flicking? It has to be flicking? And then I realized it's Booger. But then on top of that, I don't know why it's called Red Cannon. So it's like, is it a bloody booger? I don't know, but... I'd much rather focus on the positives of Gansui than the negatives of Captain John. I'd rather do that.
I thought you were saying the negatives of Stephen Paul's translation.
I mean, that one's the cherry on top for sure, right? Like, is Stephen Paul like a kid hater? Is that why he just like threw in the random John insult, right? Like, is he upset that John is showing out like this? Like, I don't know.
Stupid John, kids irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah. Is this the agenda? Is that what it is? Is it bias?
Stephen Paul's participating in agenda piece.
Yeah, like I don't. If I look at the Raws right now, and it's very obviously not in, like it's saying damn it, John, or damn you, John, and then going stupid, John. That's a difference, right? Like if it's not saying like baka, like bakaero, like it's not saying that. So it's kind of
It's
interesting.
so
Kind of
funny, dude.
interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe Stephen Paul let an intern. Let's see the
No,
notes.
it's just him.
Translation Stephen Paul. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
it's just
Sorry.
him.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
So
maybe it's real talk. Maybe it's
oh
reincarnation.
yeah, reincarnation. How so?
Like it's Stephen D. Paul now.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
don't
it's his
know.
son. It's his son.
Yeah, yeah, it's his son. Nepotism.
I was about to say, now that we see Sky Snake Red Cannon, do you think we'll ever see Mr. Five again? In like the final war? Do you think he'll pop back up?
I'm surprised Oda even brought back that power. Of all the powers to have brought back, you could have put any power, right? Right?
Yeah,
Like
you could put any
the
power
thing is,
here.
the other thing that this chapter did was it made us confirm he did not eat the elephant fruit and he doesn't have elephant legs for sure, because he doesn't have the legs and he doesn't have the devil fruit. He has the booger devil fruit for whatever reason. and the other thing that my chat brought up that I'm fully locked in on, Ganzui might be the most cracked person here because Scopper was having trouble holding his axes. Ganzui's in full plated armor, was not even moved. And he's closer. So that's kind of insane.
People are
Captain
saying,
John is
though,
pulling
that
the whole
Gonzo is
island.
going to get cooked next chapter. They're saying that Shiki's going to kill him and chop off his legs.
Shiki being the serial killing leg amputator is just so funny.
It's such a great theory, man.
Yeah, because what? So then he gets captured and he's like, I knew this day would have came. Karma always comes and just chops off his own leg.
What goes around comes around, I guess. What am I, some kind of golden lion?
Oh god, dude. It's just that's so funny. Like that those are the theories. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. But guys, what if Shiki chops off his legs next chapter? Because he chops off his own legs 20 years from now. Like it's just
It's kind of fire, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. When you sit back and you tell someone outside of One Piece, like that's why you think this character chops up other people's legs, it's like, okay, sure.
I mean, okay, going back to like Chinese mythology, lions are known for eating legs.
What are known for eating legs? Lions?
Yeah.
Are they not known for eating the rest of the people too?
No.
Arms?
They bite the legs off first.
Oh.
Yeah, so this could just be a tie into like Chinese mythos.
Ah, thank you, Confucia. Thank you. That was great.
That's
Thank
so
you.
racist, dude.
You
This could be considered like not a micro,
You
but
opened the doors.
but a macro aggression.
Yeah, I hope so. After earlier.
Jesus, Par.
Yeah, you gotta start bringing up Jesus. He's brown too. So what are you saying? Come on.
Not mine.
Of course you'd bring up Jesus. You just had to bring up another brown guy, didn't you?
So we see Dragon. He's getting tossed around like a rag doll. Somebody made a joke. I thought it was funny. They said Shanks used substitution jutsu. Well, let's just knock out the Shanks portion real quick. Dragon looks down at his arms. He no longer has Shanks. He has a wooden log. And Shanks goes into a treasure chest. He sees something shiny. He goes inside, and that's it. The baby's going for stuff. And Dragon does not open up a chest and get a devil fruit. Yet, at least. Do you think this is it for Dragon? Do you think he'll look around for Shanks? Do you think somebody will run by him? What do you think the world has in store for the world's most, guy?
Bro, I'm baffled. When you said substitution jutsu, I never clocked that he
Me
was
neither.
holding
It was a commenter who said that. I was like, yo, that's so funny, man. You're right.
how does that happen?
Yeah.
What?
Literally substitution jutsu. 1 minute Shanks is there, next minute wooden log. Is Shanks Wano knees? I don't know, man. You tell me.
That's a tree. It's not even like a tree stump.
Which,
it's a broken
keep in
branch.
mind, doesn't make sense because Captain John only moves metal. How the fuck did wood get there? Is there like a metal rod inside the tree? What's happening?
Yeah, and it's literally like even dragons. The sound effect is hug. Like he is holding on for dear life. Like in order for that would have to be some kind. Nah, this is some straight up magician.
Maybe we walked into like the middle of like a village coup where somebody put a metal rod inside of a tree because they were hoping that lightning would strike it and burn down the village. And then God Valley happens, and then Captain John uses the Jiki fruit, and then the tree got pulled.
So
we're witnessing like a whole side plot that's being fleshed out here.
Okay, Dragon gets lifted up in the air. We see him like in the sky. There is one branch going with him. Wait, look, hold on. This is how shit Kid is. This tree has the magnetism on it. Look at the panel where Dragon's in the air. There's a branch tree, like a broccoli piece, and it has the lightning on it. Do you see that? It's let me see if I can.
Yeah, no, I see it.
Right here, guys. Right here. There's that it looks blurry on the back there, but it's literally a tree and it literally has the magnetism on it. And for that matter, the other tree has a larger piece of magnetism like depiction. And I'm saying that because Dragon has the thing and it's pointing to his gun. So it's like is he not just like awakened? He's like he understands everything has polarity. Like
I also think you're just looking very shallowly at the situation because the tree could just be metal. Like this is the world of One Piece.
Next thing you're gonna tell me is that Adam Wood is indestructible side. Next thing you're gonna tell me.
No, my next go-to was this tree is a reincarnation of a metal man.
I thought you were gonna say like, oh, you didn't know this is Adam's older brother, John Tree, the metal one.
John Drawn.
Wait till Frankie gets his hands on this. Like it's straight up a metal tree. But like, so Dragon's in the sky. John's thing starts failing because he gets blasted out by a booger. Dragon is closer, like he's in the forest now, like on the. I don't even know how that worked arc wise because he got thrown up in the air and then got pulled down, and now he's like in the middle of the forest. He gets blown away by the booger. He's flying through. It looks like he hit something, and Shanks is still in his arms. And then the next time Dragon is on panel, there is just a branch in his arms. Mate, I don't know. This is. What do you even say? What?
I think this is classic One Piece comedy coming back, and I welcome it. I love silly stuff like this. I'll take it. We don't need a good explanation.
No. I don't care for the explanation. Like I want the anime to show like Dragon semi-conscious, holding tightly, Shanks doing just as a baby, goo goo gaga, and then he's like, oh wait, like he's doing like the in anime they have it like now with kids like being really like Anya, right? Like Anya level thinking as a 1-year-old. He's just like, he's gonna notice if I left. I gotta replace myself. He picks up like a goddamn branch that's the size of as a 1-year-old, puts it in the things. He won't notice.
I mean, even better, we could get like the Naruto sound effect, or we could get like the smoke cloud in Dragon's arms. Boom,
dude. Shanks going nin nin, and then he just actually does it. Like that would be nuts. Oh my god. I don't know what this. If this is a meme, like a gag situation, this is a crazy place to put a gag. Like This is a weird spot. It's very different than like Nami puts Luffy in a sea stone cage and then beats his ass and gives him welts with Conqueror's Hockey Lightning, right? That's very different than Nami giving off Conqueror's Hockey in Onigashima while fighting Ulti, right? Like, I'm not saying it's the same thing, but imagine if like Nami or Usopp were running away from Ulti and just like did some crazy ass shit, like that's normally a gag. That's what we're getting here in the middle of God Valley. It's like when we have no information on Dragon as a character, right? So like people are looking at Dragon with like he's under the microscope a little bit. So this is interesting. Is this Dragon's doing? Does he have
what's so
like
funny?
ninja?
You mentioned that. Remember when Dragon first made an appearance at God Valley? It was like, holy shit, it's Dragon!
Yeah.
And then now it's like Dragon's just like background person, like nobody was really talking about him anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
which to be fair,
sense.
like there's so many people on this island, it makes sense that Dragon gets pushed to the background, but it's just funny knowing like the initial reaction was like, holy crap, we finally got the GOAT here.
Yeah, the GOAT.
The GOAT.
Will he just be a sheep or will he rise to the level of mountain goat? And I don't know. I mean, maybe he just is just like would Kakashi Sensei look at this and be like, oh my god, he's correct. He's better than Sasuke even. He did it with no hand signs. He did it with no like, is that what we're getting at? That Dragon is the best ninja? Like Raizo is looking at Dragon like, holy shit, Luffy.
I got this comment while I was in bed. I didn't like read all of it, but they said that Emu is essentially like Madara, and Davy Jones and Joyboy are essentially his Hashirama. Like, we're gonna get Emu eventually just hyping the fuck out of like Joyboy and all of them, like, the hockey they could unleash, let me tell you, they could destroy islands with their mere presence. They split the ground every time they like. I think we could get that from Emu. Like, seeing how they reacted to Joyboy and then of course Davy Jones here, it feels like, or it sounds like an old man trying to relive the war days. Like the way it's like, Davy Jones, it was you, huh? Like I can almost feel the excitement in their voice, man.
Yeah, that is another thing with the translation. Like when we first got, or TCB had it as so thou art the one, Davy Jones, with the 3 exclamation points, and then my chat was saying it's like it was kind of like excitingly questioning, like it's not a question, but it's also like, it's you, and then we got the viz and it's like, it's literally that. It's so it was the Davy Jones, like it kind of does sound like, hey brother, like it was you this entire time. Why don't you just say something?
You gotta admit, like 900 years have passed. It's like, yeah, dude, I'd be like, if you died today and I go on, I'm like an 80-year-old man and I see like an Indian, I'm like, oh my god, Part Vision, you survived. Oh yeah, I'd be kind of hyped, dude.
Yeah, it's like you dying and then
the guy's like, no, I'm just Prajit,
and then being like, oh my god, that's Sai.
No, it's just me, Baljit. It's no, I'm not Par. What?
I see where we're going with this.
What?
If you don't put Baljit and like Kung Fu Panda on the thumbnail, I don't know what you're doing.
Baljit and why Kung Fu Panda? That's racist, dude.
That's you.
Jesus, dude. That's just because of Asian doesn't mean I like pandas.
Well, isn't he supposed to? He's the Kung Fu warrior. You're pretty good at Kung Fu too, right?
I don't know Kung Fu. That's just now you're just stereotyping. That's awful.
Oh, now
this is what I would consider a macroaggression, Par. It's transcended micro.
Yeah. Can't wait
to
eat at.
Whoa!
No, I'll stop there.
Whoa! We see all of the goats. We got Roger, Garp, Kaido, Whitebeard, Big Bomb Rocks. They're all teaming up against Moo.
Dude, this translation's so funny.
We got Galaxy Impact, Divine Departure, Pandemonium, Ikoku Sovereignty, Chalk Ahakua, which I guess is like the raw translation, but obviously it's like, whoa, Chalk Hawkwood, just translated. And then Dragon. Not bad.
No, 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 no.
What's
It's
up?
not Dragon. TCB said Dragon, and then I would laugh because I'm like, he doesn't have Borrow Breath named yet, so he just went Dragon. But in Viz, it's Dragon. Like it's
Yeah, he's very happy about it. I mean, I would be too, you know. That's a hell of a transformation, man.
Yeah, like Kaido
He's
saying
just
what
giddy.
he is as he's fire blasting is so shonen. Like he has to say something because that's just shonen. So he just says he's a dragon. He doesn't go fire breath. Like that's the normal shonen thing. He just goes dragon. Like that's so funny. Oh God, Kaido's just he's the comedian of God Valley for sure.
He's
He's the
hilarious,
comedic
dude.
relief. Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of sad that we got the Kaido that we got firsthand because he wasn't this funny. Because he's supposed to be this menacing, bumbling thing. But then in between it, we got the drunk Kaido, which was just like, it wasn't funny, you know what I mean? But it was like interesting. It wasn't uninteresting. But this is hilarious. This Kaido, oh my God, he is memeing. Like, imagine if Oda had it in his mind that Kaido no hand stole the fruit from Big Mom. It would be so funny if when he saw Big Mom, he's like, hey, Linlin, check this out. He throws the fruit in the air and he's like, oh, and then Big Mom just crashes out. That would be so good. And like, I'm waiting for it because it could still happen. If Kaido and Big Mom are still alive, he's like, hey, Big Linlin, you remember this one?
Yeah.
And just starts memeing.
Throws up some popcorn.
Yeah, he's just like
Yeah, we could get that, man. That's why we need Kaido
yeah.
and Big Mom back.
Oh, that's a good one.
We see the attack has essentially failed. Emu, honestly, did they even know they got attacked? I don't think so. Emu's not even looking at any of them. He's just looking up at the sky.
When you look at the panel, when you look at Emu, and you said not even looking at them, it literally just like looks like Emu is just like not there because it's flat looking up.
It feels like in my head canon is that he's remembering like the good old days of like Joyboy and Davy Jones. Not even thinking about these dudes right now.
This just tickles. I've never been touched like this before. It's like, when's the last time I've been touched? I guess it would be like Sukuna seeing Gojo, right? Like it's kind of like that.
Do you think Emu's like disappointed? Like, oh man, like back in the day, people used to give me like a challenge. Hockey was crazier back in the past. They're probably just very depressed, bro. I feel for them.
Yeah, I could see it. Like it's, yeah. I mean, it's also like okay. Here's another one, right? My world's incomplete, and like the real world is just like he's trying to get them stronger. Like he's trying so hard. It's like our blast thing, like the whole like they're cultivating the world a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're just disappointed that this is where it is. And maybe that's why post God Valley it kind of accelerated. God help me, like the last 2 years of the One Piece world completely the last 798 years, just nothing happened according like from Emu's perspective, probably. But the last 2 years probably exciting, in the grand scheme of things. So if that is Emu's perspective, it's just like, I've been waiting. I'm like the whales waiting for my sovereign, right? Like when are the sovereigns coming? That's the other part.
Emu's just very depressed. He's like, oh man, like this is where we're at, dude.
Yeah. This guy just said dragon. He didn't even come up with. He didn't even. Where's the creativity?
Yeah, Emu's disappointed, dude. Yeah, Emu's actually just thinking about like dragon, huh? Fascinating.
I remember when I started getting hit by Bajrang guns and 7 wisdom king blast, and then Kaido at Onigashima. That would have tickled Emu a little bit. Hearing that like 8 named attack. Where Kaido's like, I'm gonna end this here, Mugiwara, and then Luffy pulls out the random Buddhist god out of his thing too. Emu was like, oh my god, it's here. It is so different than dragon.
It'd be
It's
really
so
funny if Kaido
funny.
kept this naming scheme, by the way. Like, instead of Thunder Bagua, we get Fast Hit, Super Strong Attack.
Home run! Just straight up
Yeah,
baseball.
this is super goofy.
That's yeah, maybe that's like Emu's waiting for their naming scheme to level up, right? Because when you think about it, that's so true. Saint J Garcia Saturn. Come on, like just keep it Saint Saturn. We didn't need. When will Jay Garcia ever be important? If I'll eat my words. If Jay and Garcia ends up being a plot point that's that relevant and necessary, we could have just kept it Saint Saturn, right? Like I feel
Dude,
like
I say don't speak too soon because there's like a very solid chance when we get the Void Century flashback, the J family is gonna be like the most loved and respected family out there. I can
but
already see that happening.
it wouldn't even be the J family. It would be I get yeah, because it's just, I don't know, yeah, well, I guess. But it is Gunko Manmare, right? Like wait, or is it Manmare Gunko?
Either one.
I mean, I forget because they didn't they flip it with them. They wrote it Gunko, right? I forget. I'm probably wrong on that one because the naming scheme could be man. It's probably Manmare Gunko. But point is that he kept it simple with that one. Jay Garcia. All right, fine. The J's important side. What about the Garcia? Like that one.
I
Is,
think it's like
what
all
are we
one
gonna-
actually, like J Garcia Saturn.
Oh, there's no dot in it. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there's
So
no
what about
dot.
Jupiter?
It's Jew and then Peter and then Shepard. So
Yeah,
Peter's
I
like the
know.
middle
So then,
name.
so I get like Jew is probably going to be important for a few reasons. Shepard is the name. Peter is just the pun for Jupiter. Like the names are so a little contrived for them to be like, what like was his name just Jew before? And then when he became the Gorsay, they added the Jew Peter. Like they're like,
I
how do
think
we make him
so.
a planet?
Like what's
He's
happening?
like for Garland, what's his planet? Are we gonna just give him like Pluto? Like, are we gonna call him Figar Pluto Land? Like, what are we gonna do with his? Do we
I think
have
we
one
just
yet? We just
for
added at the
Garling.
end. Yeah, Garland for Garland, Garling, Gar.
Imagine tomorrow NASA announces the discovery of a new planet in the solar system.
There was one last
No, but
week or
it's named
something.
after Garling though.
Oh, that'd be nuts. That'd be
Yeah,
nuts.
like
That would be
actually, in
nuts.
light of the most recent One Piece chapters, we're gonna name it after this guy.
Yeah, Garcia could be like Garchu from like the Minks. Maybe he's a mink. I don't know. No, that doesn't make sense.
No, it's silly.
Yeah.
That's like probably your worst theory yet.
Oh shit. My bad. My bad. My bad.
You gotta catch up.
Dragon.
Watch out!
This is-
Reincarnation pieces here for your money, Par.
I wonder if Kaido screaming that like Dragon's like me. Like he's like who's
Yeah, like
calling?
turns around, is like somebody's calling me, Dad.
Yeah, like if a giant dragon said dragon, I would kind of think he's just saying my name rather than just saying what he is out loud. Like that makes less sense, right? Like I would think he's maybe he is calling me, right? Why would he just call his? Is he a Pokemon? Like why is he just saying what he is out loud?
Azure Dragon.
Yeah, at least call
Imagine he
himself
gets very
Blue
specific,
Dragon.
like Eastern Dragon.
Yeah, that'd be. I mean, which I think Dragon is better than Chakakua. Like that is a little
Yeah.
aura minus. He lost a little. Shattering Void is nuts. But if you're telling me out loud what he actually said is Chakakua, like, sorry, Whitebeard. It's probably
Sorry,
good you didn't
Whitebeard.
use named attacks in Marineford. It's probably better that way.
Space Shatter just sounds way cooler.
Yeah, yeah.
Dimensional Destroyer, yeah, come on.
It also looks like he's now that I'm looking up close at him, he kind of looks like he's trying the least.
Whitebeard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't use his sword, right? Just like
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
Naginata?
because how you can't throw like the if you were to try to throw a full power punch and your other hand is wielding something like that, like you're not really. I don't know. I feel like I guess it could be, but it's like that. I guess it's a good counterweight, but like you could just use the. I feel like you get way more power in the right. Like he's done
Yeah, he's
that
using
with
like one
Roger.
fist. He's like contorting his. Yeah, it's. I don't know. Maybe. Well, people have been saying that there's a rat amongst the Rocks pirates. Maybe it's Whitebeard.
Yeah, one that Whitebeard vocalized. A traitor amongst us?
Yeah, that's the
Surely it
thing,
isn't
right?
the. It's not Wang Ji, right? The guy who didn't show up.
Wang Ji was set
Imagine
up by Whitebeard.
after this, like I mean, not to bring it up in full light, but like I'm waiting for the post God Valley discussion amongst the Rocks pirate. Do they just exonerate him? He's so obviously the rat. Like, come on, guys, don't give him Hachinosu.
I mean, it's probably one
Stop.
of those things like no honor amongst pirates. Like, he just played the game.
And yeah, but no, but here's the other thing too. When they set up like, because when we got the context of Hachinosu, it wasn't that Rocks had it and he allowed them into their home. They all together conquered it, like together. You know what I mean? It was a team effort. That was like the one thing that they actually did split, you know, when you think about it. And then they just gave it to that guy, right? So it's like, why? Why give it to him? The worst one. And it's like, Whitebeard, you sniffed out the rat. You did. You had him. And then you just stopped smelling. Like maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was all a ploy to set up Blackbeard, right? That's
I
right.
think it's just because nobody really cared.
I'm waiting for the moment where it's like, you know how Sukiyaki, hear that, editors? You hear that, our contract people meant Sukiyaki. Oh no, you already mentioned Sukiyaki. My bad. Okay, we'll double mention. You know how Sukiyaki was like, I'm gonna keep this secret to my grave that I am actually his grandfather, and then like the Scabbard's like, yeah, no shit.
We all
Like
knew.
they were like, what if that's what we're gonna get with Blackbeard? Like Blackbeard is gonna be like, I'm actually the son of Zebek. And then Big Mom, Kaido's like, yeah, no shit.
We all
need-
knew, man. Come on.
Yeah, like,
That'd be kind of funny.
There's a world where we get that, right? We get in hindsight, Whitebeard like has like a talk with, because he does confront Kaido right before the thing. And like, so maybe he's just like, you know, that's Rocks' son, right? And then Kaido's like, you think I'm stupid? Like,
I have eyes, man.
And then Shanks is there. It's like, oh, that makes so much sense now why this didn't get stopped. It's because like, because Shanks was the one who stopped Kaido and Whitebeard allegedly. But it could be that Whitebeard and Kaido had that's our captain's son, right? And then Shanks is like, well, now my hands are tied. I can't fight this battle that's way beyond me. Roger and Rocks' kid. What am I supposed to do there? You know, like, I'll just wait, guys.
Like, imagine we get like another thing like that where it's like, oh, we come to find out next chapter that Roger is actively trying to help Eris and Teach. And then Blackbeard, while he's at Marineford, is like, wait, that's Roger's son? Well, Roger, he tried to save me back at God Valley. No.
Yeah. Oh god,
he
is
just starts
old
feeling
enough
very bad
to like sort of remember, but yeah, like that would be crazy, right? To have that the Roger pirates were the one helping Rocks with his kid.
and
Just
then
plausible.
Blackbeard went back and like beat him up.
Yeah,
beat up his son.
Yeah. Damn. We find out that like the reason why Eris actually dies is because of Whitebeard. So then all of Marineford's justified.
Oh, that'd be crazy. Like,
Yeah, like
imagine next
she could have
chapter,
survived.
Rocks is about to kill Eris and Teach, and then Whitebeard comes in and he's the one who kills Eris.
Yeah. Or she gets Dami Reversied. If that theory doesn't stick about the home thing. But like she like Whitebeard like saves them somehow, but actually puts them in a worse thing, you know, like
And
a
just
worse
holds a grudge.
predicament. There was something that I read recently that like you know what? When I was thinking about it, you know how like Whitebeard at Marineford, he kind of waited, right? He showed up, he stayed on a ship, and he was waiting. And like when you reread it, he's like watching his crew. It's like, you guys go first. And like now with God Valley, now that we know the height of that he saw, he might have just been like, no, maybe I should stay out of this one. maybe if I step in too early, like he's like looking for like
looking for Emu.
Like he's waiting. Is the Gorsay here? Like last time the Gorsay where he was here, like is the whole like I don't want to push the buttons too soon. Let me let them get there. So like I was thinking about it. I'm like looking at Marineford. I'm like, you know what? I think there is God Valley PTSD. Like when you think about it too, right? I didn't put it in full context in the stream, but I did talk about that Dami Reversy working at the home thing. But I was thinking about like, what if Whitebeard just stayed on his ship purely out of fear? Like he was just like, hey, yo, I'm staying on this boat, bro. And I ain't never stepping on land. You ain't see me anywhere else. If I'm drinking, they're bringing it to me. Like he stayed there strapped up to the IVs. Shanks brought him drinks. He's locked up in a barricade by the Marines. He's probably like, good. There's no shot Emu showing up here, right? And he goes to Marineford and he's like, do I step on land? Is it safe now? Like he's waiting. He's like, well, shit. Now I have to go, right? Like now
he starts
now
moving after like what Squad attacks him.
Yeah.
Which is so funny. I'm rewatching Marineford, and I just got there where it's like, dude, so many people are going down. Oars goes down, and Whitebeard gets really mad. He's like, oh, and then he like one shots a giant who's attacking him, and then he goes back to just crossing his arms and standing there. Like if I was a Whitebeard pirate, I would also be like, yo, is Whitebeard like setting us up? Like, what the fuck is this, dude? Like, oars, no!
With God
start posing
Valley,
again.
Right?
It's like, okay.
If he doesn't know how Dami Reversy works, or even if he does, if he does, it's weird. But if he doesn't, he's just like has straight up PT. Yo, I just saw my captain get no diffed. Like, please don't let this happen to me. He's just chilling on the ship waiting. And Marineford was like, you know what? I'm just gonna die. I'm too scared to start running away because that's when shit started dropping. When Shocky got fixed and we started running the other way, that's when we got Ace. Sort of. You know what? Let me just cut my losses here. Let me just die right now. Because if I get Dami Reversied, I might get fucked up. Like,
I think I'm finished.
We got to see what happens. Yeah.
Which
Emu does look unperturbed.
Now so brings us to the next big thing. Emu, now that they've regenerated, they're like, I can see them running through the distance, the distant forest. Rock says, hey, what are you talking about? And he says, new Davies, a woman and a child. New Davies, huh? Striving so hard to live. A pestilence that must not be unleashed upon the world. Rocks chops him up, says, whatever you're doing, don't do it. And he says, moo. Oh, now they say moo. Okay. Moo, I will do nothing. What is this? It doesn't even hurt. Emu says, thou wilt end thy own bloodline. Rock says, what? Slaughter thy wife and child. Are you crazy? I'm not gonna. Dami Reversy. And that is it. End of chapter. So, Dami Reversy, kind of broken, huh? Very easily turning the strongest character at God Valley, possibly, into a demon. We don't know the conditions. Is it the Homeland theory? Is it blood, an attack? Is it because Rocks is rattled? Like his mental state isn't there anymore? Is Emu simply overpowering him? Like there's so many options that I'm sure everybody here has heard of like 1,000 times. So we're not going to get into the weeds of it. But just for a one shot, like a one pump champion, where are you at right now? What do you believe in? If you had to pick one theory.
I like the Homeland theory. I have yet to convincingly, like to myself, convincingly pop the bubble that theory is right now. Like there isn't really a hard counter at the moment because of the specificity of Elbaf and then the specificity of God Valley. All we have seen so far that have been Dami Reversy have been Davy Clan. And then the two exceptions being Eris and Teach, they're not born here. So you can't Dami Reversy them. But we know that Rocks was. And I also like that because of what was said in, I believe it's 1161. Or no, let me double check where it is. No, it's earlier, maybe 1159. Between Rocks and Harold. Yeah. So in that conversation, it's not doesn't stand out too much more than it did before because it could just be the conversation. But um Rox goes, and to make sure that danger doesn't befall them both, I sent my wife and child to my homeland. Homeland is emphasized first, and told them to seek the Davy clan for help. And then Harold goes, I see. So your kin and your wife and child are there in your homeland. And why would you admit this exploitable weakness to me? And then in bold, big letters, my home is God Valley. And it's like very emphasized, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like overtly emphasized to say admit this exploitable weakness to me. Well, that could be blown over by the wife and child part, but it's like 3 times in the span of 2 panels: homeland, homeland, homeland. And the title of the move is return home. It's so in your face that it would be weird not to consider it. And like I think the places where I stop considering it is like the ramifications of it, right? Because like we have an example of Luffy in Fuchsia. Let's just say he was born in Fuchsia Village. Let's just hypothetically, I know Go Kingdom, whatever, right? Let's just say born in Fuchsia Village. And then does that mean that in Gray Terminal he wouldn't be able to be Dami Reversy? In Goa Kingdom, could he not be Dami Reversy because he was born in Fuchsia Village? Because that's the reality for the other people. Like if I was born on Onigashima, could I be Dami Reversied in Ringo? It's all the same land technically, right? There's those stipulations, but at this moment, it does feel like Homeland is the weakness that got exploited in this chapter. And Harold unironically brought it up, and it was under the guise of the wife and child being the weakness that Rox was admitting to, thinking that that was the weakness. My child and my wife are the weakness. And he admits that as long as they are safe, I don't care about anything else, right? So like it's interesting because like it fits in so many ways. But then I do hear when people were saying like, oh, maybe he has to like get the negative emotions. Like you get the negative emotions and then you can like manipulate them off of that because they were worried about their wife and child. So then he was able to, Mu was able to Dami Reversey them. And I like that route too a little bit because of what Dragon says to Kuma. He says a parent's biggest weakness is their child. And so it's like that was also invoked here. The child, his weakness, the dragon was quoting essentially, and it's like dragon is a God Valley survivor. So it could be that like though when you look at how dragon is dealing with the situation with Luffy, knowing that God Valley's in the context, he can't be with Luffy. There might be something there about that too, where it's family related. That it's like my greatest weakness is Luffy. I know what happened at God Valley. I saw to some extent what happened to Rocks. This is the interpretation. There's many years in between where Dragon could have spoken to Garp too. That's something Garp was point blank right there. So it makes you wonder like some of these ramifications, like maybe there's other characters we can think about where like Garp and Dragon, and like it also applies to Dragon, right? Why didn't Whitebeard have kids of his own? Instead he had not biological kids. Maybe he thought it was the kids. But then there's Big Mom. Big Mom decided to have all of her kids, and it's like, wait, you were there too. Why did you act the way you did? Right? And then Kaido went kind of in between, but he had his own child, so it's like, but they all kind of stayed away from their homeland. All of them. Garp came back every once in a while, but for the most part, everybody on the panel stayed away. And I think the one that makes the most like is meaningful to me is the Roger part because he was executed in his homeland. It was almost like a message, like we know where you came from, Roger. Either you let us kill you or you know what happened at God Valley. You know, like it's something like that where I could see that. I could see that for sure. So I am liking the Homeland theory a lot, a lot. And whoever spawned that theory, it feels like a hive mind one, but it like it's the name of the move is literally Dami, which means like home or your domicile, for example, and Reversy means return. Reversy means return, and like you can combine it to some other meanings extended from that from the Latin, but return home. It could be as simple as that. And if it is, I kind of like that as a restriction on the power. Now, on this exact moment where Rocks got flipped, am I fully content on that moment? Not exactly, but I can say, at least from like a macro perspective, if the power is restricted by that Homeland thing, then we're in a good place with that power, I think. That's enough balancing, I
Yeah.
think, to a certain extent, you know? Because there's one more thing about that too. The whole point of being a pirate is leaving your home. And so it might be that the spawn, the dawn of pirates came from the fact that being at home made you servile. Because if you stayed any moment, someone could show up and turn you into a demon. And so the plight of leaving your home was probably like a safeguard. Becoming a pirate was illegal. Traveling on the seas is illegal. So why is it illegal? It's because Emu then can't just show up and turn you into a demon at the drop of a hat. That's a very good reason to make leaving your island illegal. So, you know, I think it works in a lot of ways. I think like if someone were to make a cohesive video on it, there's so many angles you could argue for it. And whether someone did or didn't yet already, I'm certain next chapter it will be like it's not gonna be verbatim, but I think we can tell if no one else gets Dami Reversy, right? That's like a soft way to tell us that like
Yeah, if nobody else here gets turned, it's just Homeland. At first, I was kind of like iffy on it, but now that some time has passed, I do enjoy it. I think it's a good nerf. And of course, like, I do like the thematics of it as well, because, you know, going back to like the mother thing, right? Mothers kind of just want people to stay home and not go on adventures. Like, yeah, I've returned
yeah.
home. It's very fitting, I do
Mhm.
believe.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's
Whether it's
a
that
lot
or the
there.
devil fruits, the rattled, I don't think there's like a bad option per se or an option I dislike. I just kind of hope it's not everybody like, oh, like regardless of who you are, you just get turned. I feel like there's got to be a condition. That's my one thing. There's just got to be some sort of condition or some way to combat it. And even though you're turned, I like to think that you can get turned back, right? I mean, when we first saw Reversy, it's like, okay, it's like a board game, you know, Emu's flipping pieces over. It'd be kind of lame if Emu's the only one playing. Like, surely there's a way to bring them back.
Yeah.
Like music, it could be like just playing the game and putting pieces next to rocks, which I think is kind of too simple, because at that point you just be like flipping, 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 because that's how Reversy is.
Yeah.
um but yeah, I just hope this isn't the end of rocks. Hopefully they become conscious again near the end.
Yeah. So here's another thing too that I think got large. I mean, technically I confirmed last chapter, but I don't think I personally reflected on it, and I didn't see too many people reflecting on it. But Davy Clan insinuates they're not just Davy, but they're also D.
Yeah.
So, you know, Eris is an exception to the D, but not the Davy part, apparently. So, like, if the thing is just turning them in their homeland, Eris is safe because this is in their homeland. But if it were her homeland, then is it only because she's Davy that she would be able to be turned, and everybody else isn't technically this isn't their homeland? Like I'm not too certain about that, but Davy and D are not exceptions to being Dami Reversy confirmed by Rocks right here. Because the fact that he's even turning right immediately kind of says it's like they're not immune from it. I don't think. And that was the other thing because we have Garp and Roger here, both D. So it's like, were they protected? No, I don't think so at this point. And we already knew that from last chapter because all of the Davy and ARD clan, if Davy D. Jones is the progenitor, then every one of the clans, for the most part, I mean, there could be exceptions to the D part, I guess. But like, I think that it just is simpler to just think that they're effectively Davy D, all of them. And if that's the case, then Davy D does not save you from this. It might even make you more vulnerable until we see someone else, like one of the rabbits, like the 100,000 actual citizens of God Valley. Until we see one of them get Dami Reversy, it's kind of just the Davy at the moment. And if that's the case, then it might be that the Davy D and Giants are just like exposed to this thing, which is a whole other nerf. And I wouldn't say, well, that one would be more of a nerf than, let's say, a balancing. But you know, that is another thing about this whole Dami Reversy exhibition is that Rocks is turning. It does look like he's like trying to like the veins are popping. It looks like he's like trying to will it out, but I kind of don't think, I could be wrong, but next chapter I think that we're just gonna see him Dami Reversy.
Yeah. What's interesting is that, you know, Rocks, at first I thought he was bluffing, but it does seem genuine. Like he says, oh, like this doesn't hurt. Like when Emu stabs him. Yeah. And then even going back to like beginning of the chapter where the guy's like, oh, this is kind of compelling. Like, what is this feeling? Yeah. Like there's like a weird, nice sensation about Emu's attack. The only time we haven't seen this nice reaction though is definitely like Sabo and Cobra. Like they didn't feel this way, which is fascinating. It's like, huh, what's the difference here? I mean, obviously like different attack, but still like sometimes you feel good from Emu, sometimes you don't feel anything.
Well, I think after the like this part, then he's gonna do the Dory Brogy thing of like, I feel like a conqueror, right? Like there's that, and then that's when they feel like steroided up and like roid raging and shit. But like Rocks at this moment at least is not immune to the Dami Reversy part. But hey, like it might be that he gets Dami Reversy, but and I think people did bring this up, but I don't know if they thought about it the same exact way they were saying it, which they were referencing Dragon Ball with Bibbidi and Majin Mark. And like, I like that to a certain extent. That was the idea of like, oh, you needed to use their negative thing to allow the Majin Mark to take hold over them. And it's like, Vegeta, I thought you changed. And then we find out that Vegeta was acting the entire time. And Vegeta just wanted the power buff. And he wanted to be in the position of like one-upping Goku and shit. And it's like, maybe Rocks does that. Like Rocks is like, I'm full of power. And then like he's doing it to get Eris and Blackbeard off of the thing because Emu is just like, you're gonna kill your own people. So it wouldn't be weird for him to then go there, save them, and then be like, I was joking the entire time, guys. This shit is kind of crazy though. I mean, like, do you see these teeth, bro? How would I brush them? Like, it would be crazy if he just started memeing like about it, and he's just like fully Dami Reversy, but he's like an Oni now, you know, like he's strong enough to suppress the evil, but he's able to control it, right? And I say that because like, it is an interesting position where Blackbeard was born before this moment, but I was thinking about it, like, we still don't know about the sleeping thing. And I was like, oh man, it would be so sick if it was like he can control, like Rocks can control it, but then when he falls asleep, he can't. And that's why Blackbeard never sleeps. But that wouldn't make sense because it's like Blackbeard was born before this and, you know, all that stuff. And like, you know, so there is that. I did have a question though, and it's What's weird. Up? Because it's in the manga and we talked about this, but like when you look at Dory and Brogy and they got Dami Reversy, their colors, they're not like all black. Like they just get the wings and then the thing, but like they're kind of colored more or less the same besides their eyes and their teeth. So do they stay the same coloration after Dami
we have
Reversy?
No clue.
Right now, I mean, what do you think? Or do you think that Oda made them like colorful?
I think
after Dami Reversy.
he took the blue and if I had to guess, I'd say he's taking the blue and red and he's saturating the hell out of it or adding more blue and red.
Okay.
Like, let's say Sommers, right? Very purple guy. If he got Dami Reversed, he'd become more purple. Like, I don't know. Like maybe he would have purple aura.
So you think Dory and Brogy
are more blue and red than they originally were.
Gotcha.
Like maybe even their skin color changes because I mean they are based off like the blue and red ogre. Maybe that's like part of it because the blue and red ogre have blue and red skin. That'd be kind of cool.
That's what I was wondering. I was thinking maybe that's the explanation for Ors. He was a normal giant, but he got Dami Reversied into the red, and that's where he has an insane like thing where it's like the contemplar, evil person, blah blah, kind of like Harold, but Harold's was justified in the grand scheme of things, right? Because he was just out there destroying all the towns and stuff. So it's like, but then Ors ended up dying to like cold and whatever, and the thing was, it's like maybe he was trying to break the contract, and so like I don't know, but like I'm thinking about it, it's like, he's red and has the horns and has the teeth. Maybe he got Dami Reversied and his skin turns red, and we don't know what Dory and Brogy look like, but maybe their skin is red and blue.
It'd be cool if like you know, they were hinting at it all along. Like maybe we go to Ors and there's like a stitch on his back where wings would have been.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Like a nice like tie-in.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like there might be something there. But like with the Dory and Brogy thing, I kind of, when I was looking at it, when I was thinking about it, I was thinking about this yesterday. I was like, you know how obnoxious it would be? Because like the Holy Knights going for the color change, that's like from where we were at the manga to the official coloration, it's like that's fine to a certain extent because we are in a black and white thing. But Dory and Brogy, if they did get that color change, I would have liked it for someone in their crew to be like, why is he blue? Why is he red now? Like that would be a change
like, hey, why is the color changing? What's happening to them?
Yeah, and so that's why I'm like, when I was thinking about it, I was like,
I mean, if only, dude, imagine we had that. Like, we had that for every character. Like, Luffy looks at Loki, and I was like, oh my god, a purple-haired giant! Like, so he wouldn't have like the blonde and orange colorings beforehand.
And so to give people my point of view too, where I was going with it was like Luffy, Nightmare Luffy, turn skin blue. If Dory and Brogy got Dami Reversed, then their skin color changed to like some colorful thing, then we have a through line from Ors to Dami Reversy to what Nightmare Luffy was, and we can come with like an idea. But in Luffy's situation, I don't remember if they specifically said, oh, why is he blue? But I do remember them being like, yo, why does he look like that? Why is he so whatever, you know? But they didn't do that much. They were like, yo, they're kind of crazy looking right now to Dory and Brogy. So I do have to like look back at that a little bit more for the blue versus all the other things. And now, especially with like Bonnie in her pocket with like the whole, she gets like a little bit of blue skin. Oh my God, sapphire skin scales. Is it contagious? And it's like a little dot. So it's like, you imagine that if someone turned blue out of the blue, someone would make a comment on it, right?
Yeah, like, but what if they just don't see color?
Hey, they could join the US, but like if Brogy turned blue or red, right? Imagine someone's like, sapphire scales, like it'd be crazy.
Just, like, terrified.
Yeah, like they just bring up all these diseases. Run! He'll give us the same thing the fishmen have, like some shit like that.
Oh my God, Brogy's turning into a hybrid. No, a Wotan.
A Wotan is crazy.
Like, Wotans are nasty, bro. We got like what, the sea louse sticky Wotan from Foxy's crew.
He was like the mudfish or some shit, right?
Yeah,
he was something. A mud. Yeah, but it was like, yeah, because his thing was, they didn't give him. Why didn't they give him?
What's his name? Pans Fry. No, that was Pans is somebody else.
Yeah, that was the movie. His name was. Oh snap! Yeah, I don't remember.
Here, I'm looking him up. His name is. Oh shoot!
There was the monkey-looking frog.
Oh, Big Pan.
Big, yeah, because he had the thing. He had the.
Yeah, he was part of the hamburger people.
Yeah, in hindsight, like I get why they did him here.
No, he's a loach. Like, yeah, he's a loach.
A loach? Wait, what is a loach? Isn't that a mudfish?
No, I don't know where you get
Oh.
mudfish from.
Because it was the whole lore was that like was it like Sanji or whatever, they tried to like grab him, but his skin was all slippery and muddy.
Yeah, it's like mucus. But I mean, loaches have that. A lot of fish have that actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like not deck fish, but like close to shore fish have that protective layer. Um
Yeah. Pond loach. They can survive through periods of
Pond
drought
loach?
by producing a layer of moisture trapping mucus to keep themselves damp.
Yeah.
Despite their
yeah.
resilience against water conditions, pond loaches should be kept in pristine water to ensure their health. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, like I was saying with like the whole Brogy thing, like he turns blue, nobody notices, nobody comments on it. Like I would imagine like, oh my God, like if he turned bigger and one of the Straw Hats saw Dory turn red, oh my God, he looks like Oars. You know, they literally did that at Onigashima, no? Like they saw a colorful numbers giant, and they're like, "Oh my God, that reminds me of the other colorful giant that I saw." You know, like they didn't do that here, so that's why I was like, oh, I'm just gonna soft close this idea for now. But then I like it was kind of revived a little bit, and like at the Holy Knights, they went that way a little bit, and then the
Yeah. I
Gorsay
mean,
went that
imagine
way.
we got that though, right? Like, oh my God, look at that Marcus Mars Gorsay guy. He's blue, yellow, orange, and red.
Well, like in their scenario, it makes sense that they're not commenting on the color because the existence of them is already
Summers
like
is just like, oh my God, Robin's fighting the guy in purple clothes. Like, yeah. Like at some point it gets a little bit silly, but yeah, no, I get
yeah.
it. Like if you, for example, if you turn black, it'd be like, oh my God, Par's black.
Yeah, like if it'd be a for the Straw Hats, for their crew, they're all there. That would be a notable thing. And there's like other times where it's like notable. So I'm still like maybe they change color, but I don't know what color Rocks would change into. Maybe it doesn't change color. Maybe that's what's special about it. But um, you know, I am curious to see what happens with that, right?
Yeah.
Um, will be nice to
But
see.
with that being said, though, guys, we're going to go ahead and end it here. Let us know what you think about Dami Reversy. Rocks is not done transforming. For all we know, this could be a very new demon, even. Because so far, they've all been kind of thematic. They're all, wings, trident, etc. But Par, I believe he's working on some new theories, so keep up with that. His next theory will be about how Rocks will turn into a fish demon. He's going to get reincarnated. So, yeah, check it out. Make sure to subscribe to him. You guys know where to find him. And we'll
You're
catch you
actually
guys
on money.
later.
Don't get doxxed by Emu.